see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
I did do my good deed for the day earlier when I was at HEB.
What deed did you do?
I was pulling up to my vehicle, looking at the cattywampus vehicle next to me, which they clearly pulled in the wrong direction and parked. So passing my immense judgment on people who park badly. By the way, I have a whole Facebook page for people who park badly. Yep. I never do anything with it, but it's there. It's this idiot needs to learn how to park for anybody
Throw me
who
on
cares.
there as an admin. I'm happy to throw that help.
There was always
It'd be
contribution
nonstop
abilities.
at the apartment. People do not know how to parallel park or park properly.
Yes. So either way, I was passing judgment upon their parking ability when I noticed that their hood was up. And then I heard...
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not a good noise. I recognize this noise. I'm a trained mechanic. That's a low battery sound. Or possibly bad starter sound. Either way, so this guy who only has one arm because the other one is in a sling and all wrapped up, old dude, if I had to guess, late 60s. Mm-hmm. And he's got like a really shitty little jumper box trying to get this little...
all those little compact things look like a cell phone battery pack.
100%.
Yeah.
Trying to jump this thing. I'm assuming that thing was not powerful enough.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, y'all okay? It's like, yeah. It's like, sounds like your battery's a little low. It's like, yeah, the stupid little jumper box isn't working. I bought it for my daughter. I guess this was her car at some point. Then he told me a long story about everything else and how he ended up with the car, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, well,
no good deed goes unpunished.
Yes. So, I mean, look, it's fine. But because being a car guy who often has to deal with his own or other people's broke down cars, I have long jumper cables in my car. Actually, the only reason I have those jumper cables is because...
You stole them from the one-armed man.
No, that's not nice. I would not steal things from a one-armed man, except maybe his daughter. Either way, no, the...
wonder if it's
I had a vehicle... No, I had a work vehicle battery die on me. And I actually had to run to a nearby gas station to buy jumper cables to jump off of another work vehicle. That was my fault. I left the radio playing. I think it was a rental. It was rental season that lasted 5 years. So either way, so at first, because of his cattywampus parking position, I had to move my vehicle to be able to actually reach the batteries, even though they are the long cords. But did get it jump started like immediately. They were grateful. He had his tiny Asian.
You throw a multimeter on the battery, see if the alternator's dead or what?
I'm not going that fucking far.
Oh, come on.
I got fucking.
Well, at least tell them what to fix.
No, I was like, I got cold stuff melting. It's like they're clearly not worried about it. He even told me flat out they do not use this vehicle hardly ever.
Right.
So odds are this thing has been parked up for like 3 or 4 years. He said like due to the fact it was like a special edition version. It's a limited edition 4Runner. I think it was a 4Runner. Nice vehicle, but the paint was fucking horrible. It looked like it had been in a fire or something. Like, you know when the roof has turned brown and there's no paint left on it and like every square inch of vertical facing paint is missing? I was like, that looks like it's from 07.
Yeah. A lot like my Suburban. I'm actually this fall I'm thinking about painting it.
Yeah, you should hit up Shaun. I mean, you're gonna have to drive 6.5 hours, but he does body work.
Oh, no. I'm just doing a military flat something or other.
I know what you want to do it. You want to make it look stupid. Either way, so yes, I did give them a quick jump, and then I also started their vehicle.
There you go.
Just kidding. He was an old guy. I wouldn't do that. Either way, so did that and went about my merry way and came home to eat a big sandwich and then crash. So that was my morning after being out in the fucking ridiculous heat today.
It was warmish.
Dude, all that rain we got, like, in that brief amount of time after the week of rain, made it so much fucking worse.
Right, but still, we had a week of, like, nice.
Well, I mean, sure, when it wasn't daylight. Oh, yeah, says the guy who's always working after dark.
Yes.
Mr. After
When
Dark.
is daylight?
This.
What is this?
Heffy After Dark. Oh, what is this? This is the Now You Made It Awkward podcast.
Hey, it is.
Yes. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, episode 104. And the weird part is that 103 hasn't come out yet, so in my head, I forgot which one it was for a second. It has come out for the Patreon, though, so I will mention that here in a second, though. But episode 103 is our Deadpool and Wolverine review / very minor catch up from the week in between. But of course, I am Shoky. You can follow me at all Shoky related things down below, including the Patreon, but I'll hit that button here in a second. And over there is the Heffy.
Hey.
You remember to stare at the camera now.
I did. Hi.
Pretty good. Yes, there is El Jefe Grande, otherwise known as Cutthroat Kitchens. Cry Havoc Kitchens.
Cry Havoc underscore. Yeah. Underscore Kitchens.
I have it screen capped to pop up over your face.
At the Instagram, yes.
The Instagrams. The IGs, as it were. So go follow his IG. He will put stuff there. For now, it's just puppy pics.
Yeah, that's it.
At least one of which I took at Trivia Night.
Speaking of that, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, no, 2 days. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
This shit, when am I?
No, tomorrow is actually Patreon night. So
Yay!
I want to go ahead and mention the Shoky Reviews Patreon, where you can help support this channel and all my other channels. But of course, the benefits for the podcast is that you get the full uncut video version of the podcast, where you see a couple extra things, like a very short discussion we had before the cameras technically were rolling, or where I edited stuff out. So a very interesting thing about Google results. We won't talk about it. We want them to go watch it.
Yeah, go.
Oh,
go.
you know what? I am annoyed slightly, though.
What else is new?
I mean, it's fucking Tuesday. No, I'm annoyed because I had a freebie subscriber. So meaning cough. Sorry, meaning coughing. No, I had somebody sign up for a 7-day free trial at the highest limit, and then when the 7-day free trial expired, they left.
Oh,
I did not gain that extra $12 a month. I was sad.
Oh, well.
It was there for like 2 seconds. They didn't even get charged for it. I'm annoyed. Either way, yes, the Patreon is all about money. It's what it's there for. But I will say a shout out to something that will be happening here in a couple of weeks, going on a road trip to go visit one of my Patreon subscribers.
Nice.
For her 50th birthday.
Very good.
Yeah, so she invited us, and super coincidentally, I was already on vacation.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I mean, fuck it. Actually, originally when I looked at it, I'm like, damn it, I'm on vacation 2 weeks later. And then I went, hold on, wait a minute. That's not how dates work. No, what I was thinking of is that I usually get paid for my vacations 2 weeks in advance because reasons. So I was thinking when I got paid, not when my actual vacation was.
There you go.
So either way, of course, guys, if you want to write into this show with any questions, comments therein, you can do so at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com, which nobody seems to know exists, but it's on the screen. There's a ding noise, and it's also in the description down below. So I don't care if you write in just to say hi to us or give us a recipe for birria tacos, something. But either way, on top of that, we have another great way for us to be communicated with, and it is...
You can catch us on our Facebook page, Now You Made It Awkward Podcast.
Correct.
Yes, you can also message us there. Find the microphone icon.
Yeah, find the drop-down message icon.
Did you change things around?
I can't fix it, no.
Oh, you can't fix it.
I cannot fix it.
So right by where you can comment, you can hit a drop-down button, and
There's one that says email, and then there's one that says message.
that's it. You can hit
Yes.
Messenger and either send us a
Typed
typed
up
out
message.
message or a voicemail hitting the microphone icon.
Yes, and of course, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which I meant to say earlier, I didn't say that, but yes, subscribe to the YouTube and or the Rumble, either one.
Like, comment, they help. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do have comments. So I brought up last week, I was really pushy. I fucking put out the question everywhere from last week to actually get some fucking responses.
And no response.
No, we got responses.
Oh, hell yeah.
How dare you? How dare you talk so negatively about our audience, Jeffy? Okay, so going over to the actual episode, we did get a reply from Jay, longtime subscriber and commenter and emailer, but who has not commented or emailed for a while. So the question was, for everybody who missed it, what movies never got sequels but definitely deserved them, or movies that got sequels that didn't need them at all? So I said last week The Matrix, just as a quick off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I do have my own answers, and you
I
have...
jotted down a few.
Okay, so we'll get to our answers after we go over everyone else's.
Come on, let's go.
So, Jay said, movie that deserves a sequel, the Super Mario Brothers movie, the original one from like 93.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, it doesn't. It was horrible. It's a horrible movie. And he said, movie that doesn't, Scorpion King. I would agree with that. I think the Scorpion King, even though it in of itself was a spin-off movie,
It still was reaching entirely too much.
it
was
didn't
just
it didn't need 4 sequels.
it didn't flush out.
Yeah. Well, it didn't need sequels.
No.
It was self-contained, but then they made more
And they
Scorpion,
were worse and worse
and
and
they
worse.
kept getting worse and worse, and they used like several other wrestlers.
Yeah.
I think even Randy Couture was in one of them.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, so
I want to be a Scorpion CGI thing.
yeah. Well, it was all, I don't even know if they were all supposed to be the same Scorpion
Because
King
it was
or
The
not.
Rock at first.
It was The Rock for sure. So he was The Rock in The Mummy Returns.
Yes.
And then it was the Rock in the Scorpion King movie specifically. So, and we already saw his demise, so it just made no sense for how we got from that movie to the other one.
Yeah.
It made no sense. Also, I forgot to mention, we had the Fat Cam again.
I bet, yeah.
Hey, Fat Cam, I have it charged sort of today. Well, actually, I don't have to have it charged. I have a very long cable, hopefully doing its job. So either way. All right, so not only that, Shaun technically commented on the Facebook page, but I had him actually send in the voice message instead. So we'll go over that here in just a second after I read this. I know I normally do the Facebook messaging into Facebook messages, but today I didn't do it that way. So this was over on the Discord. So I do have a Discord. It's barely used, but I believe this particular person is, the name is Like Tears in the Rain, but I always read it as something totally different. So he wrote out a list and explanations. So this should be fun. Movies that never got a sequel that do deserve it. World War Z. The book is an anthology, so there's plenty of material that isn't even touched to the characters that we never even meet. It looks like we might be getting that from a Quiet Place franchise. That is also true. The Quiet Place is giving a lot more sequels there. Troy. The movie is kind of hit or miss for me, depending on the weather, but it made bank at the box office, and it was super popular. An Odyssey trilogy probably would have been the perfect cash cow at the time. I agree Troy could have used one, but I don't know where they would have gone with, I mean, obviously historical references and stuff like that already there, because it was technically history with a hint of mythology. Let's see here. I used to want one for District 9, but seeing how that director writes his work, I think it's fine as it is now.
It's getting one. It's coming. District 10's out coming.
District 10 was announced fucking 15 years ago. They're not going to make it happen.
I've been seeing grumblings about
They
it.
ain't going to fucking do it. They ain't going to fucking do it. He's right, though, about the guy who writes it. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
No, I think District 10 would be great. I think it's way too late now. It's almost like Avatar, like when they did the Avatar sequel. It's like, oh, good, 15 years after the original.
Yeah, no one's interested.
Nobody's interested. They're going to do 4 of them. Okay, and then Alita Battle Angel. There's some major differences from the manga. Not too many, but they're significant enough to go in a new direction where the manga ends and given how the movie ends. Yeah, that one definitely set up to have sequels for sure. And then Spaceballs. Seems like we're getting Spaceballs 2, but I used to have a joke that went along with the line of Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2.
There you
So
go.
that's what they should do. Absolutely. But I also think that we live in a world that couldn't possibly do Spaceballs.
Yeah, they're going to screw it up.
I don't know what I just heard.
And we're going to be mad.
Yep. Okay. So he also says it seems a lot of 80s/90s movies fall into the didn't need a sequel list. I also agree with this.
Yes.
By the way, when I was making my list last night at like 10 o'clock, not quite 10 o'clock, I was having a hard time thinking of movies that needed sequels.
Exactly.
So let me finish this. All right. So Jaws and The Exorcist, Rambo, Die Hard. By the way, these are things that got sequels that didn't need them. Rambo, Die Hard, Blues Brothers, because Blues Brothers 2000 happened after Belushi died, which was stupid and it should never have gone back. Jurassic Park, I disagree with that. That needed sequels.
Yes, it did.
Or prequels. Sicario, does Sicario have sequels? I didn't know it had sequels.
What's Desicario?
No, Sicario.
What the hell's that?
It's about like drug running from Mexico and cartel shit. I didn't know that had sequels, to be totally honest. Insidious. Interesting. I mean, that's a giant franchise. Maybe it's too many sequels. I don't know if it doesn't need any because it does set up a lot. I mean, the Insidious world is a lot like, what's that other franchise? There's like 2 big like horror franchises that are very, very similar and actually have too much crossover with actors. So I always get them confused. I think it's Insidious is the one I'm thinking of, though. But I definitely agree with that in question. Let's see here. Yeah, let's end on Sean's message. But if you got yours, I got to pull mine up. So go ahead and do yours.
Yeah, I got mine up. Give me a sec.
Yeah, go right here. Go right here.
Let's see here. I don't have a whole lot here because I really didn't spend a lot of time on it.
It's all good. Which one are you doing first?
Let's do Deserves a Sequel.
Okay.
I'd like to see a follow-up with the crew of the Serenity.
Okay, so I said that last week.
You did. One that popped out, I'd love to see Hancock. I think a Hancock sequel would be nice.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
And then doesn't need a sequel. The movie Taken did not need a sequel.
Absolutely.
At all.
Absolutely. And there's like 3 sequels.
Well, he's a shit fucking father. He keeps losing his daughter.
Well, his daughter gets kidnapped twice, and his whole family gets kidnapped, I think, in the third one. And then I don't even know what goes on
Be
after.
a better dad.
Yep.
Let's see. Anchorman, that definitely didn't need.
I would argue it needed better sequels.
It needed better sequels, but the
We
first
only got the one.
The first one was gold.
Could have been a standalone. I agree.
And then my answer from last week, also the Tremors series.
Tremors did not need sequels?
It didn't, but I'm glad,
You're okay with it.
I'm glad they're there because I enjoy the hell out of that genre.
Yeah.
But it didn't. No way in the hell that movie needed.
Let's move your cord on top of the thing. There we go. That's much
no
better.
way in hell.
Donk, 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 donk.
SHOKY getting driven crazy.
Well, it comes across as like it's on the thing. It's not like I'm the only one who can.
Oh, like a freaking Indian.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, the problem is the power cord powering your
There you
camera
go.
is actually causing the issue. But I'm not unplugging that. It needs power.
Right.
All right.
But
So,
a lot of the movies we always thought needed sequels. We're getting them now. Constantine, for instance.
well, how about you let me read my list, you fuck?
Sorry for trying to make a point.
Okay, so
Shut up. Shut up. Read your list. Shut up.
Movies that I thought that needed sequels. Constantine.
There you go.
That's why I said shut up. You're ruining my list. So, I mean, Constantine got a reboot in the TV show that also got canceled, which was stupid because the show was great, but NBC ruins things. Then I also said the He-Man and Masters of the Universe, that movie from the 80s.
Yeah.
Set up for a sequel.
Ooh, I just thought of one.
Okay.
Because they hardly covered anything in the first one. What's his name? Dude with these wings. What movie was that?
That was...
That wasn't Constantine. It was another dude. Those at home that can't see, Mark of the Valkyrie.
I don't know.
It'll come to me later.
Was that in Legion?
It was a very dark, very post like dystopian kind of future.
I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
It'll come to me.
There's a lot of dystopian movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say He-Man Masters of the Universe because it's set up for a sequel. Didn't get it because we do see Skeletor at the end come out of the thing like I'm still alive or whatever he says. I would say Godzilla 98 needed a sequel because I'm not counting the cartoon even though that was technically a sequel. We're talking about sequel movies. So I think that the first American Godzilla movie, while a lot of people trash it, I think was setting up for something cool. And if it remotely followed what the cartoon did, could have been fun sequels. For
right.
that, in my opinion. Also, Superman Returns. I'm going on a technicality here.
You are, huh?
Yep, technicality. I'm pulling a Ricky here. Because Superman Returns is technically a sequel to Superman 2, technically speaking. But it is its own movie, and it in and of itself did not get a sequel. And I think it would have been cool to see what was going on with Superman and his now known super son and stuff like that. So I think that Superman Returns deserved a sequel.
It was Max Payne.
Oh, Max Payne did get a sequel.
It did?
Yeah, Max Payne 2.
Okay, never mind.
It wasn't Mark Wahlberg, though, that I recall. So...
but
do a Google on your.
I actually had these
because Max Payne's a video game movie.
I had those inked on me before I knew it was a movie.
Oh, interesting.
I was during my deployment, I was studying a lot of ancient warriors, and the Mark of the Valkyrie really stuck with me. It said the Valkyries would fly over a battlefield.
So why'd you do one on each arm?
Because it looked nice.
Okay, I just wondered because the images you show have them on one arm.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they also do them on both.
I thought one time to get a single like angel wing on my back.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about just being a one-wing angel because I'm just not that pure at anything. Okay, so
Left turns.
left turns only. Or right. I'll just go in a right circle the whole time.
This is
I
bullshit.
can only turn right. It's fine. All right, so things that did not need sequels. Mine's kind of all over the map for years and whatnot.
Yeah.
First and foremost, The Land Before Time. Holy fuck. That thing had like 11 sequels.
Well, the first one broke your heart.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
And then everything after that became a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like, there was no musical numbers in that first movie at all.
That was all sadness, tears, and fear.
Well, there is happy moments, too.
Yeah, like 2 of them.
So, that's 2 of them. Great movie. Also, The Meg. The Meg did not need a sequel in any way, shape, or form, and The Meg 2 was garbage.
It was.
It was absolutely garbage.
It was trash.
I would also say the Saw franchise did not need sequels.
I only watched the first one.
Yeah, and it's fine.
And it's like 12 of them out now.
7
Well, didn't
or 8.
Final Destination go the same route?
Final Destination did do a lot, but considering the story they built out there with that, I'm okay with it.
Was it a good story? Because I saw the
I wouldn't
first
say
one.
it was good, but it made sense.
Still don't like driving behind logging trucks.
Nope. Hey, look, that was, and you know what?
That scarred a generation.
Everyone remembers that, but that was Final Destination 2, so therefore we needed sequels.
That was 2?
That was 2, not 1.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that was when the girl was getting all the visions, not the guy.
Ah.
That was 2.
Okay, the
Because
first one was the dude slipping in the bathroom and cracking his head on the toilet.
a lot of time. There was a lot of death in that movie, for sure.
There's
hold on.
brains on the
No,
outside of the toilet.
So you say the not following a tree or logging truck. Yes. The other scene in that same movie that I would also avoid is any type of PVC
yeah.
carrying trucks, because motherfucker got a PVC pipe shoved through the back of his head when his airbag went off because his vehicle was impaled from behind and it didn't quite kill him, and he's leaning forward, airbag goes off.
Hey, I'm
shoves his
safe.
head.
Nope.
Yep, exactly. To stop popping into the microphone, sir. All right, also, along that same thing, I said Scream never needed sequels.
No.
I think Scream 1 was perfect.
Yep.
And I know they built out a whole fucking universe, and then it actually literally defines a genre of its own thing, because eventually it becomes so self-referential that they are now making fun of people who make horror movies based on real events.
So they basically worked themselves into success.
Well, I mean, they were already a success.
Yeah, but still, that they said, all right, we got to capitalize on this. Let's start
and
self-deprecating movies.
they literally started doing self-deprecating movies.
Yeah.
Another one, which actually is funny, came up today at work. Transformers 2007.
Any of them.
No, the original one was the original one.
I have
needed
a hard
sequel.
time keeping up with them, man. They're just, I fall asleep. I'm bored.
1986 Transformers definitely could have used a sequel. I mean, technically, cartoon series moved on after that, but the Bayverse movies were so fucking bad, I'm willing to wipe off all but the first one and let them start over. I also agree with what the dude said a minute ago. Jaws didn't need any sequels, though.
No.
I did not expect the other one he said, though. So, Jaws. But I will also say The Lion King. Lion King had 2 fucking sequels. Lion King 2 and Lion King 2.5. Or Lion King 1.5.
But isn't that the one that follows just Timon and Pumbaa's adventure?
It's Timon and Pumbaa with young Simba.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally not fucking necessary. And it's a sequel, but it's not a sequel because it's a midquel.
Yeah.
It's happening in the interim of the first movie. It's a fucking inserted sequel, and I think it's stupid. And Lion King 2, definitely Simba's pride. Fuck you, pride's a sin. which all lions are sinners then.
Really?
Think about it. They're all about the pride.
Can a noun be a sin? Or is that a verb?
I don't know.
Because as a noun, I don't think it's a sin.
I just was given the word that said this is sin.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a cardinal, I think. No, it may not be cardinal. It's the 7 deadly ones.
No, the cardinal's the little red bird.
It's true.
And the guy with the funny hat that gives you...
Nobody's really faulting the birds.
And the guy with the funny hat that gives you bland crackers.
Scoutmaster Kevin?
No, the cardinal at the church. Yeah.
That was a Deadpool reference.
Yeah.
Either way. All right, so Shaun did send in his messages. Like I said, he typed them out, and then I said, hey, you.
Talk.
Voice them in.
Speaky thing.
So I have no idea how loud this is going to be, so I'm going to adjust for inflation here. Okay. Also, I wasn't paying any attention to how loud anything is set on our headphones. All right, so he also did send in a question, which we will go on after we're done with this question. So,
to a question from the pod. So, to me, there's a couple movies, and I can't remember half of them, but there's a couple that stand out that always tease the sequel, like they had a cliffhanger, something at the end that never happened that I always wanted. And number one would be Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man.
See? I'm not the only one.
Skeletor pops up out of the whatever the fuck that is and says he'll be back. Always wanted to
I was
see
right,
a
yeah.
sequel to that movie, because as a kid, that movie's awesome. I mean, it kind of sucks now, but still, as a kid, it was awesome. Another one would be Robot Jocks.
I said that.
Tease the sequel, but who doesn't fucking like giant mechs fighting each other? That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Kicked your ass, Russia. Now we just need a new one with China, and let's see how that works out. Another one would be...
That was part of your homework. I guess you didn't accomplish it.
No.
Okay, should have.
This is a newer one, District 9. Man, that really needed a sequel. That was a cool world to live in, to see the little bug creatures and all that crazy shit. That needed another one for sure. Damn, there was another one. Oh, the Warcraft movie. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It just kind of is like a cult movie now. Like, it just kind of was put to the wayside, but the CGI on that movie is awesome. And if you know anything about the Warcraft lore...
For the Horde.
It's a huge world and universe, and it's super fucking cool, and I really wish they would have continued with that, because there's some big stories in there that would rival Lord of the Rings, if you know anything about the lore of that, and it comes from a video game. Those would be my wanted sequels that never happened.
I agree.
And sequels that did happen that should never happen, basically anything Disney has their fucking claws in.
Okay, hold on. He has an extra message for that.
I forgot. I had this one, Shoki. So, the 1986 Transformers, the movie, animated.
Yeah.
That needed a sequel. That, even to this fucking day, that is my favorite thing to watch. I can watch it anytime, anywhere. The animation is crazy. The music is badass. The story is killer. It needed another high-budget sequel.
I agree with that.
And that was Sean coming from the middle of the interstate somewhere.
No, he's on the roadside where he works. He works on the roadside. Also, my buttons have ceased to function. There they go. So, because of the location of my multi-USB port, which is underneath my computer, after a little while, it gets unhappy and buttons stop ceasing to work, or buttons cease to function. It's annoying. I have to figure this out. It's a problem, obviously. Mm-hmm. So, also, guys, let me switch back to me here. So, guys, if you also have an answer to this question, now that we're after the fact, throw them in the comments. Go ahead. I don't care. I respond to comments. I read them. There was a comment over on Rumble, but it's the same bullshit I always get, the same spam. Hey, if you want to grow your fucking thing, hit me up here and you have to grow your audience. I'm not paying you money to give me false followers. It's fucking nonsense. Either way, I get that shit all the time from Instagram, but now it's invading the Rumble comments. If I ever get an actual comment on Rumble, I will be surprised.
Right?
Yep. So, all right, guys. So, mentioned it already. If you do want to message this show, you can do what Sean did and go to the Facebook page, figure out the correct way to send the message. It's a little wonky. I put up a very tiny video clip for how to do it on the phone, at least. And by all means, you can do that, and you can send in questions like he did, like he does every week. So he did send a question. I have no idea what it is. And by the way, I didn't listen to his message. It's just funny that we have very similar tastes in movies.
Well, nerds of a feather, you know.
Yeah, Sean and I are friends for a reason. Which, by the way, on the vacation, I will be going to hang out with Sean.
Good,
because he's only 3 hours out of the way. So I'm taking recording equipment, and I'm going to sit down.
Nice
at the Shaun Castle, as it were.
So we're taking a week off.
No, because we'll be a week ahead.
Okay.
Plus, I'm coming back on a Monday.
Are you sure you don't want to rest on that day?
I can rest that day.
Okay.
And we can come back Tuesday.
There you go. That'll work.
Much like today's Tuesday.
Shit, it is.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking... See, you're so thrown off because we're recording on Tuesday.
Well, everything's thrown off with night shift because there's a quote. Where was it? I think I posted it not long ago.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, it says night shifters be like... I worked today, and I worked again today. I also work tomorrow, which is also today.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty similar for people who work early in the morning as well. It's like, I went to sleep today.
Or
And I woke up today to go to work today.
Or it's bad in the winter. It's dark when I get home. It's dark when I leave. It's dark when I wake up. I mean, it's
Yeah, just
dark.
sleep less. Just sleep less. It'll be
No.
fine. Do it.
I need all the help I can get, man.
Do you?
I do.
All right, so I'm going to hit play on Sean's question.
Play.
I have no idea what this is.
Question for the pod. Hey, what's you guys' favorite slang term for your wife's vagina? And what is her favorite slang term for your wiener? Found out yesterday that the slang term used for mine means fork. Still not sure what to feel about that.
Let me address that particular comment because he did send that in our group chat because he wanted to know what a dinglehopper was. So Ricky replied, "It's a fork from the Little Mermaid. They called a fork a dinglehopper."
There you go.
And use it to fix your hair. So, Sean, are you using your penis to adjust your woman's hair for her? Is that what's happening here? I will say that in my current marital situation, there are no nicknames for genitalia.
I'm with you. Same. But because of our generation's obsession with the Bloodhound Gang, we know entirely too many terms for both.
Well, that and
Okay.
Varsity Blues.
Since nothing's called, what's your favorite of each?
What?
Since neither of us have a
Oh.
term, what's your favorite term? What makes you laugh? What gives you the 12-year-old giggles?
I don't know if there's a nickname for such things. Hold on. I did want to address, because I did say this particular situation, because in high school, the only girl I was having sex with did give my dick a nickname, and it was Brat. Which is ironic now because of our vice president who's running for president, who is being referred to as Brat.
Yeah.
And she loves, never mind. Either way. No, just, yeah, shout out to Kristen, one of my high school girlfriends, who gave it that name.
Hi, let's not make it weird.
No.
No.
I mean, what's the name of the show?
Not Awkward?
No.
Something?
Cockward. No, you made it Cockward. Sorry to disappoint, Sean. I don't believe that Jessica has an actual term for my
All right, then give me
member.
your top humorous.
I don't got anything.
Really, off the top of my head, Squish Mitten makes me laugh my ass off. And Craniacs for some reason.
Yeah, you're just saying horrible things now.
Yes, I am, but they make me giggle.
I got nothing there.
Dude Piston, Verschrinkle,
I mean, other.
Ham Wallet. I mean, they're awful. I know.
I mean, no, I got nothing like that. I mean, yes, I've heard of different terms for vagina, but nothing like that. I've definitely heard other things, but not those words. Those were all surprising words. I mean, like we already Jessica referred to hers as meat curtains. I won't do that because it's mean, but she does. She
Lap Rocket. Yeah.
It's a penis, not a vagina.
Yeah.
In theory.
It's a name for it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you go back to, like I said, Varsity Blues, whenever what's his face rattles off like 15 different fucking terms for it, you know.
For pulling it.
The one
Yeah.
for jerking off. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. It wasn't just the name for the penis.
No, it was the act.
It was the act therein.
Purple-headed yogurt slinger. Yeah.
Purple-headed yogurt slinger, one-eyed Willie, something about this, or that was methods.
Taming the snake.
Yeah, that was the methods, because it's when he brought up the stranger.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Tweeter brought up the stranger sitting on one hand, until it goes numb. No, I don't have any extra creative names for such things.
No.
No, not really. No.
Sorry.
Cock garage, there's that.
That's a little cumbersome.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to put it somewhere. It's where you park your meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the cock holster.
Yeah, but that sounds weirder because a holster implies there's a hole through it, possibly.
Right.
If you're coming out the back, it's a problem. Yeah.
That was always yelled at us in basic, referring to the face holes.
Yeah.
Shut your cock holster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, they were angry men.
It's a pie hole, but also not a pie hole.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I hesitate to ask the audience for any.
Come on, give us some good ones.
No, because it might.
Please.
Nope, it'll probably get the fucking episode shut down to have a whole bunch of comments like that.
I don't care if we read.
If you send them into the email,
I'll read them and laugh. That's all I want.
Send them into the email. I'll put it that way. If you have any extra terms for that, no, that definitely feels like an Urban Dictionary situation.
Yep.
Which is fucking weird. Yeah, it's always random with Sean. There's no through line for his questioning ever. It's just whatever's on his mind.
Yeah, his alignment's a little off to the left, just a hair.
Much like his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he swerves off and then comes back.
It's off to the left a little because of some hair. Fucking A.
Hard jerk back to center.
Not talking about jerking anything. No jerking the Dinglehopper.
Poor Verschrinkle.
There's the fucking title. Jerking the Dinglehopper.
Jerking the Dinglehopper.
Yeah,
there
that's
you
probably going to be the title. I don't always get the title. I still got to make the thumbnail. Actually, I need to finish editing the last episode for 103. And also, I'm going to try to do a Deadpool Wolverine type thumbnail because it's also 103. So I'm thinking have like one of Deadpool's pistols as the 1 and the claws for the 3, something like that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll figure it out. That's what I do.
You shall.
Yes.
We do need to catch up on something.
We do.
Our vehicular woes.
Okay, you can catch up on vehicular woes. I don't have many.
You don't have many?
No.
I've been fighting with AC. I got a leak somewhere, so I've been pumping cans of Freon into it.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll get it traced out. Other than that, everything else
So
is
it's still leaking somewhere.
very slightly. A pre-charge will last about a week, and then it slow leaks away.
And you have yet to buy the dye to trick such
I've yet
things.
to have the time, yeah.
Okay.
So I got to get the van worked on. I'm dropping it off tomorrow.
See?
And then after that's fixed and I can drive it, then I'll park the Suburban for a minute.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's a thirsty bitch.
Drinks more than I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, Lord.
Yeah, but fortunately, she doesn't have a liver.
Right.
Not really, anyways.
Not even a catalytic converter anymore.
Nope. She's fine. It's so goddamn loud.
I like it.
It's too loud, Jeff.
But
That's too bright. There's not a happy in between. I'm trying to fix my light. Fuck, I give up. It was bright when I had had Facebook open. So
don't you have to mess with your rear suspension?
Oh, I need to fix that eventually. I
Yeah.
just haven't done it yet. But no, actually what I want to do is, I mean, it's nothing I have to do immediately, but it's something I need to do soon.
Yeah.
And that's replace the front control arms, get the new ball joints, and blah, 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 blah. And then probably going to get new tie rod ends while I'm at it, just because I'll be there. I already got to yoink all that out anyways. Might as well get new tie rod ends because they're probably smushed and broken too. And then figure out the rear sway bar situation.
Well, I'm planning over the next year. New floors, new headliner, seat covers. You know, not just the throw-on seat covers. Actually pull the seats, strip them, recover entirely.
Yeah, there's lots of Mexican shops for that.
And paint.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. So I've been considering new paint jobs for my car. Because while having a red car is lovely and all, it does attract a lot of attention from unwanted flashing lights.
You gonna dip it? Throw a top coat? Something fun?
No.
'Cause I know you've been watching Dip Your Car.
I watch Dip Your Car every week.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I do anything, there's a particular paint finish they just created not long ago that I'm looking at. But
You aren't looking at a hyper shift or anything, are you?
no, nothing like that. But this wasn't a hyper shift. This was just a cool base coat they came up with.
I like that red wine.
The red wine is fine, but this is
Looks great to me.
what do they fucking call it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they call it, but either way, Dodge has in the modern stuff has this interesting almost army green color.
Nice.
And that's what I'm thinking, because that car never came in a green fashion at all, especially the SRTs. They came in a lot of other available colors at the time, but
Yeah, all flashy, all get you noticed.
well, not all of them, because they came in black, white, red, yellow, blue. I think 2 different types of blue. Then there was like silver for sure, and metallic orange, which was a rarity, but I knew people who had them. But definitely no like olive drab type colors, but I know that they have them on, or they have that color on like new Challengers and Chargers and stuff like that, and it looks pretty cool. But Dip Your Car does have a version of that it looks pretty badass. I forgot what they call it. It's like, carbon drab. They call it carbon drab.
Carbon drab. Okay.
And if that's only available in
I might like to see that.
Go look at their last video from the Mustang this past weekend, because they painted a color over the olive drab, or last weekend. They painted a color you would never consider to put over a green.
I think I saw that, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, you should, because they came up with that carbon drab a while back, and it looks really cool.
See, I've been having trouble finding the paint I want to use.
Of course, because you're picky.
Well, I want to paint that at least mimics the look and feel of the chemical resistant paint they use on military vehicles. You know, that real rough feeling paint?
No.
Well, it is. But anyway, I'm looking at like a battleship gray with a little leaning toward green, just a hair.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think it'll look nice.
Ugh.
That and black everywhere.
Ugh. Oh, so that was the other thing. So I'm thinking that green, but then I'll do like some of the modern decals, because we know a guy, and thinking like you see on some of the newer Dodge things, they have the big matte black like stripe kind of down the middle, and it goes around the scoop and stuff like that. Basically mimic the new car colors and detail work.
The guy we know can do a lot of great stuff.
I'm aware. I'm
talking like almost hidden, very subtle stripes.
I don't even want that. I want bold, black shit going across it.
Because I've seen him do a honeycomb stripes that you have to pay attention, and from the right angles they pop.
Yeah,
but from others they don't. It looked good.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want anything crazy, because I've done cool paint jobs in the past.
Oh, so you don't want crazy stand out? Hey, look at that! Like my van.
No. Well, your van mostly just looks like a white van that may or may not have paint peeling in a pattern.
Yeah.
It's like if you didn't pay attention to it, it just looks like it's got a weird peeling thing until you go,
hey,
that's an AT-AT?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, snow speeder.
Yeah, but it's only on the one side. That's why it's weird.
Well, it's on both.
Is it? I thought it was only on the one.
On both.
Oh,
weird.
Then I only noticed it on the one.
Because you probably only looked at one side.
Yeah, I don't care about the rest of it. Either way, on my old Neon, the one that had the body kit and everything, I had the carbon fiber deck lid and the carbon fiber hood, like legit carbon fiber, not the bullshit that people do. And I had them stripe it in. They were similar to Chevy SS stripes, except that I had them end. Like instead of going all the way down the bumper and stuff like that, I had them fat stripes and then a pinstripe around it, and it was masked off, so the stripes were carbon fiber, so it looked really fucking cool.
Right.
It was a pain in the dick, and they did screw up in one spot. They actually kept the pinstripe coming across the spot they weren't supposed to. But I said I didn't care. It took 3 fucking months for them to paint the goddamn car.
Good grief. Well, we've been dealing with that. Last November, we dropped the 51 Merc off to get worked on.
Yeah.
Resto modded. We still haven't got her back.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense in this day and age.
They're body swapping for an S10 frame, building the engine and everything up from the ground up.
See, yeah, that's
brakes, all that. And
that's
it
expected
takes time.
to take a year. This was a body kit install, which I had already done, except for the side skirts. They had to install the side skirts, block and sand the whole fucking thing. Problem is, they lost a body guy in the middle of it. So the guy who was painting my car ended up doing the blocking and sanding and everything. I will say the fiberglass fenders gave them a hell of a fucking run for their money.
Did you have any UV issues with the carbon fiber?
No. But my car never sat outside.
True. It
sat in a garage for its entire life.
I bought a used WS6 Trans Am, and it had a carbon fiber hood on it. Looked like complete ass.
Yeah, because it had real bad clear coat.
Well, I cleaned it real well, hit it with some ethanol, and prepped it, and then used a wipe-on poly. And that really, really helped fill in a lot of the cracks, make it look good enough.
Yeah, no, my hood, both of the carbon fiber hoods I had looked great. I will say one of them I did drive around.
But they weighed nothing. It was awesome.
Yeah. So one of the ones that I had, I did drive around with. The other one was on the car after the paint job. It was an upgraded hood to fit the larger engine that I was trying to put in it that never worked out, because the one that I bought was shit, and I just put the small engine back in.
I kind of miss that old car. That thing was fun.
Yeah, I did.
Just not practical.
No. And shit, I wouldn't mind upgrading to carbon fiber stuff for this car, but it's so expensive and hard to find now. Okay, so automotive stuff out of the way, though. You did not get to the homework that you were assigned. You didn't watch Robot Jocks.
No.
You forgot.
Yeah, I did. Downloaded Tubi. I got that far.
Yeah, so you got Tubi. You forgot to watch Robot Jocks. Did you watch the penultimate episode of House of Dragons?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about House of Dragons.
That was the final?
Penultimate, which means second to last.
Ah.
For those who never used that word correctly. Yeah, so there's only 8 episodes this season, not 10. So, we got dragons.
We got lots of dragons.
We got more dragon riders.
And we got dragons I can't remember the names of, and riders I don't give a damn about.
But they're
things
cool.
happened.
But the one looks like a silver-haired you.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for longer hair.
You talking about the fat dude?
Not really fat. He's a buff dude.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah.
That sea smoke.
No.
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 No, it was the other one. V something. Vermithor.
Yes, Vermithor.
That was badass.
Yes, the Bronze Fury.
Angry as shit.
Fuck yeah, he was. He was like, fuck all of you people. So here's the funny part. So I'd mentioned this last week. I was talking about things that were coming.
Because, man, staring down the barrel of that fucking man, he was just huge.
Yeah. And I see, that's one thing I did love about this episode. Because Vermithor is the second largest dragon that they know of right now.
No, Sea Smoke chose Adam.
Sea Smoke chose Adam,
Yes.
which we actually see.
And then Sheep Stealer?
Sheep Stealer is, we have not seen yet.
Okay, then who is...
Silverwing is the
Silverwing.
other one that they featured.
So is that the one that was down there just abandoned?
Chilling, yeah.
And
So
wouldn't interact with anybody? And
yeah, so Silverwing was the one the guy happened upon, and then he thought,
Earl... Uckrick.
no, it's a real simple name. What's his name? It'll come to me. It starts with a U. You're right. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Either way, we'll get that in a second.
Earl.
It's nothing even that crazy.
Haktua, whatever.
No, it's not Haktua. Haktua is what Vermithor did on top of all those half Targaryens.
For real.
Holy fuck, dude. All right, so
Crispy critters everywhere.
yeah, so the episode starts out with Rhaenyra tracking down Sea Smoke and Adam on the beach, and they literally said that it was like a cowboy showdown.
Yeah.
They were going over the shoulder, staring at the other person, and literally
Both the dragons behind them, ready, prepped.
yeah, it's like, hey, these dragons were friends up until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
As friendly as dragons can be. But then she's all like, how the fuck are you stealing my dragon? And he's all like, bitch, the dragon came for me. And then he's like, I bow to you. You're the fucking queen. This dragon said, hey, come be my rider. You are the dragon queen. I'm going to go with you. And she's just like, well, good then.
I'm with him.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, so, and they had that little very awkward conversation for like a second with Corlys came in to talk to Adam.
Yeah.
And he's like, good job. That's all he said. He's like, good job, kid. And he's like,
You're still not my kid.
Daddy. Well, apparently that coming up, he will have them anti-bastarded
Really?
or reverse bastarded.
Even the
Yes, both brothers.
good grief. The other brother's not going to like that at all.
Sure, he will. Because
No,
he's going to be
dick.
put in charge of the fucking Navy.
Yeah, but he's not going to want to do
He's
it.
going to be like, you are the sea snake now.
Pretty much. He said, you will do your duty whether you like it or not.
Well, that's where he's like, well, you know, I didn't really want to go. He's like, bitch, you're going to do what I told you to
Yeah,
fucking
he basically
do.
said, is that a command?
Yeah.
And his response was, I expect you to attend to your duties.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, he put this dude in charge. He knows he's his son. They're just not acknowledging it just yet. But he's also like, bro, regardless, I put you in charge of the thing. You're going to go do the thing I put you in charge of. Fuck you.
Let alone you saved my ass.
That too. But he liked him. He knew he was his son before he saved his ass.
Yeah.
To be fair. To be fair.
We need to practice.
Yeah.
Your attitude.
Your attitude.
My ass.
You didn't even set a fucking tone. Either way. But on top of that, you get fucking Alicent basically just going full hippy dippy. Fuck it, I'm going to the woods. Fuck all you boys. I'm leaving. I'm going to my tent in the woods.
Yeah, rolls up to a camp. I'm going to retire now.
Literally.
And then she climbs into a tent and passes out.
Literally. And it's just like, okay. It's like, well, they don't want me there. I don't want to be there.
Tired.
I mean, everybody that loved her effectively is dead or gone.
Yep.
She's lost her place at court.
Her son,
Both sons are shitheads.
her son basically said, "You're done. We
You're done.
we
Get
don't
the
need
fuck
you
out,
anymore."
bitch. Yeah, we don't need you anymore. Go the fuck away. Kristen isn't dicking her down anymore, which is on her, not him.
Well, finally, on one of these Game of Thrones-esque shows, I know who to root for. I know who I want to kick ass.
And
Before it was, I don't know who to kick ass. Everybody's a shithead. Everybody's trying to fuck everyone else over.
yeah, so who are you rooting for?
Yeah, the chick with all the dragons.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to fucking be on Rhaenyra's side. We know that she's supposed to be the rightful heir.
Yep.
So that's the point.
And Miss Liza-Lot.
Yeah. We call her Eliza.
But anyway, she
make a difference.
just lying her ass off.
Well, she went from being just an idiot to lying, because once you realize you're an idiot, you can't go back too far.
Then she went to doing everything in her power to hold on to her perceived power.
Well, she had power.
Yeah.
To be fair, she had power. She was literally running the shit while her husband was nearly dead.
Yeah. But then it was stripped from her handily.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when your king dies and the new king takes over when he's not supposed to take over, when Rhaenyra's supposed to take over.
And him and every single one related to him's a shit stick.
Yeah. And then your daughter is just completely lost. Mm-hmm. So they may or may not be rewriting things for the next episode from the book, because if you didn't see the preview, you don't stick around
No.
So at the end of the episodes on Max, they have a quick little 7-minute thing where they go over the episode, like from the director's point of view, and you get some actor interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But immediately after is the trailer for the next episode.
So I don't like trailers. I want to roll in with just a blank slate.
The trailers are kind of nice because you do get an idea of if action is coming or more talking is coming. Apparently next episode is going to be some good action.
Or
but
lots
some
of talking.
There'll be some talking, but it's a finale, so somebody's got to die. It's like somebody's losing a kid because it's a finale of House of the Dragons.
Wonder who's going to get dead.
Spoilers. I'm not going to tell you who's probably going to get dead.
Yeah, you cha.
But I will tell you something that might be changed from the books.
Nope.
Yeah. So in the trailer, you see Aemond trying to recruit his sister to help him, because at this point, it's just him. He doesn't have another dragon.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it. They got at least 3, possibly 4 if Daemon will get off his ass, which in this episode looks like Daemon might get off his ass.
Looks like he's rallying an army.
Yeah, finally. Oh, yeah, he finally sort of fixes the problems with the Riverlands by killing the guy he told to go do all the bad things. He's like, look, this guy fucked off, did all these terrible things on your orders, and he's all like...
And he kept saying, I was only doing as instructed.
Yeah, it's like, I did what you told me to do. You can't kill me. And he's like, well, if I want this army, I have to kill you.
Yeah, you're dead anyway.
I mean, technically, you did the crimes. I just told you to do them. Just following orders is not an excuse.
Right.
Yeah. So, either way, they handily deal with that, and now Daemon has an army. A regretful one, but he has an army.
Not reluctant army.
I'll say both, because probably pretty regretful there.
Oh, they're going to have regrets. They're just reluctant at the moment.
So at this point, we have the Starks coming south from the north. They've got the twins so that the Starks can cut through the short way to get to where they need to go. Mm-hmm. If you actually look at the Westeros map, it's all like, oh, yeah, because it's actually mirrored from England. It's actually reversed.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dragonstone is like a tiny little island off to the southeast. So I don't know if it's meant to be like a part of like something else, almost like not necessarily Ireland, because I think technically the Iron Islands are supposed to be
probably Wales.
Ireland, but Wales is not an island. Because Dragonstone is an island. So either way, so you got the Starks coming from the north to help. They get to do a shortcut across the bridge, which is usually the hard part. That's what they negotiated a while back. And now you got the Riverlands helping Daemon. So it's going to turn interesting from here on out. But now that we have 2 new dragon riders, a third on the way, because you've got Bela. Fuck, I always forget Daemon's kids' names. The little black girl.
Okay.
The one who was after Sheep Stealer, effectively. Which we still haven't seen. So what they did there is they actually eliminated a character from the books, as far as we can tell, named Nettles. And Nettles was a young black girl who for some strange reason could ride the dragon. So she actually
was she another bastard?
They don't know her parentage at all. Like nobody knows who, and apparently she's like a foul mouth little bitch, and apparently a fan favorite from the book. But she's been eliminated, and it looks like they've given her story to the other girl who can't ride a dragon. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully we get Sheep Stealer in the next episode, because that will eventually get us to the cannibal, and that's the only one I want to see. Because the cannibal is described as a coal black dragon with glowing green eyes.
Oh, cool.
That'd be fucking sick. I was like, I just want to see the cannibal on screen. And apparently somebody eventually rides him. I don't know who. That's something I don't know off the top of my head. But that will be, even if they don't get someone to ride it, just having that thing somewhat on your side would be pretty fucking useful, because he's the biggest, oldest dragon they know of. Because he's never been ridden, and he's been in Westeros since before they conquered it.
Oh, wow.
So he was already there. Like, he's like, oh, well, sure. Big ass dragon that eats other dragons. I want that on my side.
Right.
So we got Vermithor, a rider with Hugh the Hammer, or Hugh Hammer.
Wasn't he one of the King's Guard, then he left?
I think that's what he was.
Because he couldn't, he didn't have a king anymore to serve.
There was a guy
so
who
there's
quit.
no reason to have the King's Guard, I believe was his statement.
There was something like that. There was a guy who quit because of something that happened in the Red Keep. I don't remember.
Well, when
what.
the king died, they went for they basically couldn't decide who was going to be king, or never named a proper heir.
Yeah.
And then when it came out that she started lying, basically saying that the king wanted her son to be the heir, is when
that might not be the one then.
Okay.
Like, because there was a guy who quit.
He looked a lot like him, and then he basically quit.
Yeah.
Started just doing his thing, hanging out with this pretty little dark wife, and just trying to get by. But
because I think the reason I call him Hammer is because either he used a hammer or he's a blacksmith or something along those lines. Because he is a big dude. He's a really big dude.
Yeah.
In comparison, and then Ulf. Ulf is the guy's name. ULF.
Yeah,
Ulf.
not Ook, but Ulf.
Ulf. It took to me because he's
Ook Ulf.
Yeah. So Ulf is basically just a drunkard.
Yeah.
So that's right. Okay, so there's another dragon on Dragonstone that they
That
have not
scene
covered.
with him taking off.
Yeah.
It looked like he was having the time of his life.
Or terrified, regardless. Yeah. Because, of course, hopping on the back of a dragon that clearly just was about to eat you, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So
and
that
essentially, on a good day, a takeoff's like riding a bareback bronco.
Yes. So that was Silverwing, which we hadn't seen up till this point. That was the dragon of Good Queen Alicent, which was one of the Targaryen queens from a
got
while back.
awoken by him stepping on her egg enclosure.
Yeah.
And then getting mad and going, wait.
Yeah.
We'll fuck with you some other way. Yeah, I choose you.
Yeah, sitting there looking at him, and he's just laying there like, fuck it. I'm going to die. I just watched everybody else die.
Wasn't he smiling?
Once he figured out he wasn't going to die, yeah. He's like, yeah. And so I like the fact that they've made every new dragon look different.
Yes.
So, like, while they have similar design overall, because dragon be dragon, it's just the
wings, head, tail.
Yeah, the only the
slashy things.
Well, I don't know if I think I sent you the video on it where they actually break down the 3 different types of dragons, and they're done by their head shape.
Okay.
There's wolf, horse, and I forgot what the last head shape is. So the ones that have more a wolf shape, that's more like Rhaenyra's. Oh, T-Rex. So it's
okay. I know which one's T-Rex.
So Rhaenyra's is more like a T-Rex.
That big blocky wedge.
Yes, exactly. And then you've got Cyrax, which is like a horse head.
Cyrax is the giant, huge one.
Nope, Cyrax is the queen's dragon,
the
yellow one.
Then who is Damon's?
Damon's is Cyraxes.
Okay,
Cyraxes. God damn it. Give me a second. I'm going to say it right. Caraxes.
Okay, younger dude with eye patch, his dragon.
Vagar, the one I couldn't say right last week.
Vagar is huge.
Yes.
That's the axe. No,
yes, that's the one you keep saying has like an axe-shaped
head.
But she has a huge gullet, like just a giant gullet under the head.
Her head,
and no details on her body, just big green blob.
Her head reminds me of what they call a bearded axe.
Yes,
the way it's shaped.
That. Yeah. So with Vermithor, I think he's more of a horse head because he's got kind of a long snout.
They
and
look like a
stuff
dragon
that.
to me.
Yeah, well, when you see them in daylight, it's a little easier because when they're all in the dark caves with fire, it's a little hard to see them. But what I was going to say earlier, whenever you have the slaughter of the seeds, basically, so they call it I think they call it the red sowing, so because all of them fucking die. So it's called the sowing of the seeds because they're finding the dragon seeds.
You're talking the bastards?
Yes, so
Okay.
they're all called dragon seeds. That's what they're named.
Okay.
So as a group, bastards out there in the wild.
Sounds better than Targaryen bastards.
Yes, so dragon seeds. So I think this is what they called the red sowing or something like that because all of them fucking die.
Well, seeds need watered.
Yeah, that wasn't water. That was fire. That's not how you make seeds grow.
But if you're
Unless you're a redwood tree.
But if you're trying to get a sword out of it, you got to heat it and temper it.
Yeah, or you just get lucky that the dragon finds the one person it likes.
Don't eat them.
Yeah, so this was the mistake, was sending everyone out there in a group and hoping for the best against the largest dragon on their side.
Right.
And Vermithor
What, you think one-on-one would have been any better?
it would have been a little
would have
neater.
taken longer.
Not if you went alphabetically. It's like you probably would have found a whole bunch of T-named people that would have been near the end of the list. And then it would have found, if Hugh had balls and stepped forward instead of the deformed guy, would have been over real quick and nobody would have had to die.
Or he would have been eaten.
No, because it liked Hugh. It just hadn't gotten to him because he burned everyone else.
Didn't know he liked you at the moment. He had to burn and eat everybody else first.
If you pay attention to what Vermithor
he
does.
was just full and tired.
No, hold on. Look, if you watch what he does, he smells the first guy, which had a name, but apparently may not be the character they named him initially. Because that character didn't die there. That character continues to live. So it can't be that guy. He definitely died it.
Okay.
So the guy, if you look on IMDb, it says that he is this particular character, but he can't be because now he's dead. He's not supposed to be dead. So either way, if you notice at first, he goes in, smells him, and then he passes over him and goes over the crowd for a minute. And you can see he's like pausing, like he's looking like, I know something's here.
Wait, I smell something.
Yeah, literally. Like, I know something's here. But then he gets mad that he can't find the thing he's looking for, so he just torches as many people as possible. Everybody scatters who doesn't get killed immediately on the platform.
Hugh grabs skinny blonde chick, hides behind a big rock.
Yeah, for all the good that did. Well, behind the rock was actually a good idea, but what I loved was the sense of scale. We never get a sense of scale of the dragons.
How big they are.
Because most of them aren't that huge. But when you're on the ground under this towering fucking thing in a dark fire-lit area.
Well, that hit home as soon as that dragon chose Hugh.
Yeah.
Head down, leveled, his level,
Yeah.
and how far that head had to come down
But
from the
did you
rest
see
of his
his
body.
feet?
Yeah.
His fucking front feet or hands, however you
They're
want to
almost
call
as
it.
tall as he was.
They're like just boom. Like it looks like Godzilla. Like even though we've seen Vagar.
And you see just this tower
Yeah.
of scale and muscle and teeth just in front of you.
Yeah, and we've seen Vagar moving around, but Vagar's like giant and lazy, not doing a lot on the ground.
This one's an athlete.
And this one, he's younger than,
Yeah.
he's about, if I recall correctly, about 70 years younger than Vagar. Well, according to the books, or book rather, he's younger because he was born here. Vagar came here, so Vagar's at least like 160 years old, give or take. But Vagar, you see, as like someone approaches it, the closest I think we ever got to size comparison was when Aemond took her in the first place.
Well, yes, when he was climbing up the side, how
Yes.
far he had to climb.
Yeah, the nets that are just on her because that's the only way to climb up that
Just
beast.
like a football field.
But how did you got to think about that? If that's how hard it was for him to climb Vagar,
No wonder
how
they
the
have-
hell did Hugh get up on Vermithor?
Well, they have that giant mounting block.
Yes, but he would have had to get back up there.
Myth. Dragon
It
might have
wasn't-
gone get up there.
It's literally so the thing that we don't really get except for that perspective was like it's like
I don't recall
up there.
seeing Vermithor flying with him.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Just riding on his back
Yeah.
at that last scene. He will be flying on him next episode.
I hope so.
You will. You see it in the trailer. From a distance, you actually see the dragons playing in the air.
Okay,
So
cool.
the dragons are dancing.
Yeah, that final scene.
Yeah. That's literally
That
like,
was movie poster.
Yeah.
Plastered on the wall, captured
yeah,
forever.
that's the Avengers theme starts playing. Cause so Ulf. Just it sounds like a fucking stuck fart. Yes, that's going in the teaser. That's definitely going in the teaser. So, Ulf the farter, he takes off on fucking Silverwing and goes straight to King's Landing for reasons.
Hey, we're going here.
Yeah, it's like, and clearly he's not necessarily in control, and I doubt anybody said, hey, by the way, go fly to King's Landing to start shit.
Right.
Because that was not on the plan, was go start shit.
Well, heck, he turned Vagar.
Yeah.
He saw
where
Silverwing was going.
Yeah.
And he saw that he was outmatched, outnumbered.
Could you imagine? Hold on. Let's just talk about the fact that Dragon Riders have the best vision on the planet, even with having only one eye.
Right.
He was miles from fucking Dragonstone
But
and could
also
see
talk
the
about
dragons.
dragon sensitivity, because he didn't pull the reins. He pulled the handholds in front of his seat and turned those.
No, he pulled the reins.
Okay.
He grabbed the left thing and
Because,
yoinked.
man, he
So-
had to work to turn that dragon.
Yeah, because
And the
he's
dragon
like,
wanted to go. It wanted to fight.
well, Vagar always wants to kill things. That's what Vagar do.
Wants to eat things out of the air.
Yeah, or just
Like
burn stuff.
he did the
for fun.
king.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we see him up and about in this episode, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, which
He
either
wasn't quiet.
no, they didn't have money paying.
He did a lot of yelling, a lot of not walking.
I mean, his leg was shattered and his hip was broken and it's barely healed. So yeah, I doubt.
And the whisper weasel kept wanting
God.
him pushed. Keep pushing him. Keep pushing him.
I want my friend to know my pain because he's got a step foot like I do. So therefore, I have a friend now.
Yeah.
That's the way he treats it.
got when you
But
meet.
back to the dragons. That was fucked up.
You got when
So
you meet.
so they piss off Aemond. Aemond's like, somebody's on a dragon in my city. Fuck you. I'm gonna go get my dragon. And Vagar, being Vagar, is just fucking laying there waiting. I love
Just not even in a
Just-
den, just in the middle of a field hanging out.
because she can't fit in the dragon pit. She's so goddamn
Yep.
big. It's like so.
and he has to ride for like 30 minutes just to get to her.
It's probably right outside the gate.
It looked like it was a ways.
Maybe, but it's on a horse, so it ain't
Look-
that far.
Well, it has to be a ways because if the commoners have their village set up around the castle, getting out in the outskirts of town, you got to get even in
Well, there's uninhabited parts nearby.
well even with that population, it takes a minute to get out of town
Maybe he's got a fast tunnel to the outside.
or fast.
Maybe it's like the Batmobile, just out there. Now the problem is what he needs is a ramp so he can ride the horse up beside Vagar, jump off without having to climb up.
Sounds like a good way to lose a horse.
I mean, you're already leaving.
I'm
in the
hungry,
field.
chomp.
I mean, it's just to feed Vagar before you take off.
Pretty
It's like,
much.
Eat this while we go, fuel up. But Vagar's like, "Are we doing the thing again?" Like always, it's just like, "Huh, okay." And then
Flappy, flappy, fly.
it's such a bitch to get her in the air because she has to fucking.
They should stick her on the side of a cliff
Yeah, they have cliffs. They're in King's Landing.
because that'd be easy to take off.
Maybe she does weigh so much she might hit the ground before
Probably
catching a lift.
terrifying, but
That watching her take off from the ground is crazy. Like, 'cause she has to get a running fucking start.
and work hard at it.
But
And
those
it's like-
wings are so big. Where
It looks like watching a 777
Yeah.
coming for a landing where it barely looks like it's
an albatross.
moving. Yeah.
She's an albatross. Let's be honest here. And so it flies towards Dragonstone. Clearly, he can see we're flying a Dragonstone. He knows where Dragonstone is. He knows what direction he's flying. We're going to Dragonstone. He probably didn't even recognize the dragon he was following.
Probably because he's never laid eyes on it.
Nobody's really paid attention that it was Silverwing.
'Cause,
What is that? Yeah.
It appeared like she was set into the stone when she was disturbed by
Oh, she was just laying in the fucking muck.
it. Yeah, because she hadn't moved him
She?
forever.
I think- Could be a she. I don't know. I forget.
Well, she was guarding eggs.
It doesn't matter.
But anyway,
Just because she's female doesn't mean she
it
lays
looked like
eggs.
she hadn't moved in so long. Everything just kind of filled in around her.
Or a gray dragon laying in a cave just looks like stone anyways.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, she is gray. It's named Silverwing. It is what it is. Because there's a few dragons we haven't seen. There's still Moon Dancer that hasn't been seen, and there's still Gray Ghost that hasn't been seen. I think it's Gray Ghost. So Gray Ghost is actually on Dragonstone, really shy, doesn't like people much, but not violent. So may see that one later.
Probably
So-
get one of the daughters.
Somebody or just some random,
Some real shy.
some rando.
Yeah.
But either way, so flies towards the island, and then he goes, wait a minute. Like, clearly he could see what was coming. Like, because, I mean, Vermithor ain't small and probably stands out against the grass. But from our position, from looking from his angle, there's no way he could fucking see what they was flying at. Because Silverwing is still in the air. If he sees Cyrax on the ground, and then he sees Vermithor coming, he'd be like, nope, that's free. I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Maybe his dragon alerted, told him something.
Vagar don't give a fuck. Vagar thinks Vagar can kill all things.
Yeah, that exactly. He'll learn
Because
that, hey, I'm
Vagar,
gonna go
Vagar
kill
has yet to
something.
be proven wrong.
I don't know. I look at it a lot like riding a horse or running a hunting dog.
Uh-huh.
You work the animal enough, you spend enough time with the creature, you learn to read body language. Like with my own dogs, I can tell what they want just by the way they're acting or standing or looking at me.
And I'm sure part of that is there, but I don't think Vagar went, there's 3 dragons in front of us, sir.
But
I'm reading on sensors.
But he might have perked up a hair. He might have sent a shiver.
She.
Something.
Vagar's a she.
Yeah. But anyway,
big she.
there might have been some signal that he knew, hey, there's dragons.
I think.
Wait, there's a lot of dragons.
Yeah.
Okay, we're bugging out.
No, because the thing is that she did not want to bug out. He had to force her to turn.
Of course.
Because she just wants to kill all the things. That's what she do.
Well,
And she has a writer who likes to kill all the things. So whenever he pusses out, I'm sure she's not happy about it.
well, it's the same thing I tell people about critters. They dogs are dumb. We have to be smart for them.
Yeah, but this is a dragon that's older than you can imagine and doesn't care about your opinion half the time.
True.
So
you're literally a flea on his back.
So
or her back.
she already killed someone else because dragon on dragon violence. Don't care about the little thing on the
She
back
killed
of me.
basically 2 at the same time.
Yes, but I'm talking about like when she killed Luke. Like that was purely
Luke.
the first kid that she killed on the back of the small dragon. The one that you continually forget existed. It was the end of season 1. You need to go back and rewatch it again.
Okay.
Yes. That was the first death we see via
Was that the first king?
it was not a king at all.
Okay.
It was a child.
A child.
It was Rhaenyra's middle boy. He rode out to the fucking castle. By the time he got there, Aemond had already beat him there, so he couldn't negotiate his way out of it. Aemond said, "I want your fucking eye," because he was the one who fucked him up way back when, or maybe it was actually Jace who did it. It doesn't matter. Basically, he wanted eye for an eye. So he leaves and he said, "No, you don't fuck with the vassal from somewhere else. You don't kill a messenger. That's bad omen." And so he said, "You know what? You're right. I won't do that here." So when Luke or Lucerys leaves, tries to get away, and he's following on Vagar. It's the first time we get to see Vagar once he's an adult.
That's when he comes out of the sky.
Comes out of the clouds,
Yeah.
and eats him from below.
Or out of the sun, whatever.
It was out of the clouds
Yeah.
below him because he was up above, looking around, looking down because he'd just gotten out of the storm clouds. So he's looking down, and you don't see a monster that
Yep.
fucking big.
Basically sheared the rider and the dragon in half.
Literally, just bit right through the middle where the kid was, and then bits of dragon just fell to
Okay,
the ground.
now I'm remembering it.
Yeah, because that was a little kid on a very little dragon, barely big enough to carry him.
Yeah.
Because that was the biggest deal, is like you're young and inexperienced on a very young dragon with an attitude. The thing that really kicked off was that he really just wanted to scare him. He didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah, he did look a little confused.
He was not happy after that happened. He said, and he even tells Vagar no, and then
Yeah.
he kills the kid because he was trying to stop Vagar from killing him, and he just did it anyways, or she just did it anyways.
Well, Vagar does her own thing.
Yeah, well, it was actually a dragon on dragon situation because fucking
The kid was just in the way.
yeah, well, Arax, which that's Arax, if I recall. Yeah, because Vermax is Jace's dragon. So Arax, being a young and bullshitty dragon, blew fire at fucking Vagar. So it's just like, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to fucking eat you then. It's like, you're literally a bite-sized snack to me, so fuck you.
Right.
So yeah, so either way, he sees fucking, if he can actually visibly see that far with one good eye, Vermithor and Cyrax and Sea Smoke's already flying around, and he's flying directly at him. He's like, nope. I already told you last time. It's like he knows that in a 2-on-1 battle, he might be fucked. In a 3-on-1 battle, he's definitely fucked.
Right.
And if he sees Vermithor, he's like really not getting involved in that because the second largest dragon any of us can ride and has done plenty of fucking battles. His name is the Bronze Fury for a fucking reason.
Yes.
He's a big, angry dragon. It's like fucking Vagar is an old bitch, but Vermithor, nope, not gonna fuck with it. All right, so that's enough dragons for now. We talked about dragons.
Yeah,
for
enough
35
dragons.
minutes.
Well,
It was a good episode, though.
touching on dragons,
I don't touch dragons.
There's a book series that got brought up on some post I was looking at on Facebook that brought me right back to childhood.
Okay.
Do you remember the R.A. Salvatore novels, the Dragonlance series?
No.
Okay. Well, never mind.
I mean,
One
it sounds
of them
familiar.
popped up. The primary was called The Legend of Huma, about a knight who basically befriends a woman who turns out to be a dragon. They fall in love and end up fighting and dying together. And it's a good story.
So this is how to make a Targaryen.
Pretty much.
Yeah, man, fuck, dragon woman.
Guy's name's Donkey. Yeah.
Of course, his name Donkey.
This was when I was 10, 12.
No. My young child experience with dragon books was Jeremy Thatcher Dragon Hatcher,
Okay.
which is also more like how to make your Targaryen. But it was actually kind of like Gremlins in a way, because it's a kid who finds his way into like this random magic shop that just appeared out of nowhere. He's looking for a gift for something, and he buys this bejeweled looking egg. Mm-hmm. And the guy gives him this little very specific instruction sheet.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Well, yeah, don't feed after midnight, whatever. But it said basically it's like, this is a dragon egg. And he doesn't believe it's a dragon egg or whatever. It says, do these things and it'll hatch. And then you will have a dragon. And then here's how to care for your dragon. So he does the things and doesn't believe it's going to do anything. And then the motherfucker hatches. And now he has a tiny little dragon named Tiamat. And she can communicate telepathically.
Oh, boy.
She's invisible to others. So he's also not sure whether or not he's like really experiencing this. Or
See dragons.
But she also grows pretty quickly to the point where like she goes from like a tiny, like a hamster to fucking rideable eventually, you know.
That is a fast growth rate.
Yeah, to eventually having to say goodbye. And because you're like bonded to said thing, you know, it's like the whole
But
like
too big, couldn't keep.
kind of a situation like that.
Need to live your life.
At a certain age, they have to move on to the dragon realm or something like that. I forget. I haven't read it since literally 5th grade.
Yeah, you're probably going to again soon.
I don't have it anymore. Or I would. It was a good book. Don't get me wrong. And the funny thing is, I actually used that as a book report in like junior high, even though I read it in elementary school. But I read it a lot, like from memory. I wrote the book report and I got an A on it. It's like I had to do some bullshit book report, which is one reason why I don't read real books anymore. Doing like 12 book reports in a year fucking ruined me for reading. That's why I don't read books anymore. I read comic books because they're more fun. Either way. But yeah, Jeremy Thatcher, Dragon Hatcher. Also, I knew somebody with the last name Thatcher, so I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. You know, it's funny when we were talking about the movies earlier that needed sequels. I almost said Dragonheart until I remembered there was a Dragonheart sequel that was fucking direct-to-video and horrible.
Wait, speaking of dragons, Aragon, should it have been made at all or not?
I don't know enough about it because I feel like...
Because I've read 3 of the books.
Okay.
And they're long as hell.
I heard that the movie was disappointing.
It was. It rushed so much.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing the build-up backstory, letting you know what's going on, they rush through so much so fast.
Yeah, because Hollywood never does that.
And then in the second one, they're basically I think it's Persinger, means fire. They run into another giant dragon.
Of course.
And they have to fight it. And the other one's
Like you do.
eldest.
Elvis?
Eldest.
Okay. Eldest Ring?
Guess that's what you want to call it these days.
I don't know. I'm just Elden Ring. I'm making Elden Ring jokes. Either way, speaking of Hollywood and making weird decisions, have you kept up at all with the stuff coming out from San Diego Comic-Con?
No, I've been more trying not to pay attention to Paris.
Yeah, we're ignoring that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
You talking about Doom?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so.
They are taking so much advantage of the multiverse.
Which they should.
So we're going to have everybody doing everything. It's going to be insane.
So for those who somehow missed this,
So
whatever.
is Chris Evans going to be?
Chris Evans will return somehow at some point, but.
Will he be the Flash? Not the Flash, the Human Torch.
No, we're done with that. We already have a Human Torch. We have a new Human Torch. It's fine. No. Okay, so for those who missed it, Comic-Con this weekend during the giant Marvel panel, they announced a lot of stuff. They showed off more stuff from the new Captain America movie. Showed a little bit more off about that. They showed off stuff about the Thunderbolts. There's no teaser or anything for that. Or I think there's a small scene of the Thunderbolts. And apparently it looks like Sebastian Stan is not going to be playing Bucky for very much longer. So we may never get Bucky as Captain America, unfortunately. Or maybe it'll be after Thunderbolts, I'm not sure. Maybe he takes out U.S. Agent and steals his shit and he becomes Captain America briefly. So the big news is, of course, that one, they talked about Fantastic Four, but they also finally dropped that the Russo brothers are coming back for the next 2 Avengers movies, and the Kang Dynasty is gone and was replaced with Avengers Doomsday.
Then they brought out the the Doom Dancers.
I'd missed the dancers, but I saw that there was a cluster of Dooms on the stage.
They had a plethora of Dooms.
Yes, I did not know what they were there for. I did not watch the whole thing. I just watched the reveal.
What's a bunch of Dooms? Is it a Doomasa?
No.
No. Oh.
No. It's nothing.
It's an awakening.
It's nothing. So they're going to do Doctor Doom, mainstay of the Marvel comics that has been done before in the Fantastic Four verse. Both Fantastic Four universes, for the love of God. The second one was horrible. And the first one wasn't that great with their portrayal of Doom, but at least he was Victor Von Doom. And the big news, of course, is Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU. Did
you watch
Doom.
that bit?
What? I watched the reveal.
Okay, all the Doom Dancers hanging out, and a darker green Doom walks
brighter
out.
green, actually.
Brighter green.
Yeah, brighter green with the actual
hood comes
tassels.
down, pulls a mask off, and it's Robert Downey Jr.
It's RDJ. And
just sitting there doing his thing.
Yeah, so
I
somehow...
wonder if he's going to bring the same energy he brought to like Iron Man and all that to the character.
So here's the thing. Let's talk about the controversy, as it were.
I don't see a controversy.
There is a controversy because they think that Marvel's out of ideas and has to go back to...
They are.
They're not. They're not.
They are.
Well, here's the thing. Most people don't realize there was already talks years ago about RDJ coming back in a way as an alternate version of Doom. It was already in talks a long time ago.
Yeah.
I got to wonder how much money they fucking threw at him to actually come back and do this. But here's the thing. We need Doctor Doom because we got rid of the current big bad, at least for now. Because we can't have Kang due to Jonathan Major's legal troubles. Because heaven forbid we just replace the actor.
Didn't they do that with
We're not talking about it. Nope. We're not even talking about it.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about it. So,
they haven't done that before.
Yeah, like they've never done it before. And you meant to say War Machine.
Whatever.
Yeah. Warhammer's a movie that somebody else is making.
Okay. Good for them.
Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, War Machine.
Yes, War Machine. So, yes, we definitely replaced War Machine before. We've replaced other actors before. Fuck it, we're even replacing Ross. We replaced Thunderbolt Ross because he fucking died. So, we don't have Iron Man because he's definitely dead.
Yeah, particleized.
Yep, totally dead.
Little Dolby Gray drifting away.
I mean, he just died from exploding in his insides with jewels.
Ah.
Yes. So he used the fucking Infinity Gems to blow up Thanos and nuked himself in the process.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
How have you never seen Endgame?
Because I've been busy.
It's only the second biggest movie in existence.
I saw the first part of that.
How
and
the
it made
fuck
me angry.
do you not even know that he's dead then?
Good guess.
Get Disney so you can fucking catch up on the goddamn MCU.
No.
You have to.
Nope.
Well, then you have nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you need to watch Disney to catch up
You'll
on
talk
movies.
enough for both of us. I guarantee it.
Either way, so him coming back led to a lot of people going, how the fuck and why the fuck? And I instantly said, cool, if they do this right. So I came up with a very quick theory, literally in 30 fucking seconds. He's a Tony Stark that didn't make it out of the cave.
And if they screw it up, he's going to end up being gay or something like that.
No. My worry is that he is Victor Von Doom, and he just looks like Tony Stark. That in that universe, that's just life.
That's just how Victor Von Doom looks.
That's just, yeah. So for me, and I'm this is just my fan idea, and Marvel, if you're fucking listening, do it this way. He's Tony Stark that didn't make it out of the cave. The fucking Mark I failed on him, causing an explosion that burned him inside the suit. If you notice, Doom's helmet looks an awful lot like the fucking Mark I Iron Man armor.
You think that's a coincidence?
It's not a coincidence.
Of course.
It's on purpose that it looks that way. So, have him as Tony Stark, who got fucked up, but instead of beating the 10 rings to, in that movie, he conquers them, takes over their terrorist activities, and takes over. The world thinks Tony Stark is dead. He's all mangled, but he has this Iron Man technology, and now he's got all this other shit at his disposal. Creates the Victor Von Doom persona. Because what did he say up on stage when he took off the helmet?
I'm Iron Man.
No. He said, different mask, same task.
Okay.
Tony Stark's task was build a suit of armor to protect the world. Doom always wears armor, never takes it off.
And Doom's version of protecting the world is getting rid of most of everybody
Getting
else.
rid of everyone else and conquering it for himself.
Yeah.
Even though in his own particular country that he runs, people, it's like the best dictatorship. Like people literally want for nothing. They have really nice technology and all this other stuff. But he is a straight up dictator. You cross him, things go boom. Otherwise, they go doom.
Right.
Yeah. But also his technology is mixed with magic, not just awesome tech.
Okay.
So that also blends into Tony conquering the 10 rings and, getting some space magic from the Mandarin, perhaps. Might be interesting way to pull that off because he is a mix of tech and magic.
Well, wasn't he hit by the similar particles as the rest of the Fantastic Four?
In that one movie, yes.
Yeah.
So in that movie, correct.
Okay, what about the rest of canon?
In other versions of canon, different reasoning.
Okay.
Like where he got burned in some type of accident and other things like that. He didn't develop electrical magnetic powers like he did in the movie. So I mean, I think if he's gonna be RDJ and we're gonna see his face, make him a Tony Stark variant that would make sense. And I think at least the way I spelled out in literally a 15-second fucking thought process,
Elevator pitch.
at my elevator pitch, I'd be like, do that, Russos. But I think the reason they want RDJ specifically, because anybody could be behind the mask for all it fucking matters, right? At some point, the Avengers have to discover he looks like Tony. And that they're going to have that Tony fucking
Come on.
moment. They have to. That's all they want it for. That's the only reason to do it, right? And if he's not there, Tony, because obviously we're still playing with the multiverse.
Yeah.
Then it is what it is. Now, if they go ahead and fuck him up and he shaves and he's got gray hair, whatever, because we've seen Robert Downey Jr. play completely different roles since Iron Man and has to really transform and even make himself look extremely old and shitty looking.
We've seen him play a dude playing another dude.
That was before, though.
Yeah.
And it was blackface, so we can't talk about that.
But he was playing a dude
Well,
playing
we
a
can't
dude playing
talk
another
about that.
dude.
It was racist for him to do that. He regrets every minute of it.
He does he?
Something like that. People still want an apology from Ben Stiller for Tropic Thunder. And he's like, no, fuck you. It was a comedy. I was like, no, it was fucking great. Never mind. It's fine. So either way, that is the big news on that front. There's other stuff that's going on with Marvel and things like that, but that was a big deal just to get RDJ back. And they're like, well, they're doing it just to placate the fans. I was like, oh, you mean after years of shit and ignoring the fans? You
mean the people that pay for everything?
Yeah, the ones who and
The ones that buy the merchandise, watch the movies, basically make
Tickets.
everything possible.
yeah.
You think it's a chore to do what they want to see? Really?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So after years of ignoring the fans, years of just making shit, if they finally, and the Russos do good work because they did Endgame, they did that. They were responsible for like the better part of like phase 3 and phase 4. The Russos were. So good on them for coming back for this. I'm sure they paid them lots of money as well.
Right.
And I hope the Russos don't end up like the Wachowskis down the line.
Mike Wachowski.
I mean, you know what happened to the Wachowskis?
No.
They went full trans. Both brothers went to sisters.
Well, that's an odd choice.
Uh-huh. So the ones who wrote The Matrix and all those awesome movies that we love from that particular era, they just went full trans.
Lord.
And now you can't refer to... That's why the Matrix number 4 that I told you to never watch was written by one of them because the other one didn't want to come back and do that shit. And it
Okay.
is so ridiculous.
It's bad.
Yeah. and they say that this particular one, or they say now retroactively that the Matrix is a trans allegory.
Oh.
Yep. A movie from 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
Definitely a trans allegory for something you did today in 2022. Sure.
Things that make my head hurt.
So about the Olympics.
Speaking of things that make my head hurt.
Yeah. I mean, France is going
I haven't watched a second of it. I've seen clips.
I watched while I was at
of the
Copperhead.
stupidness.
Yeah. While I was at Copperhead eating grilled cheeses, I was watching some of the Olympics happen. I was watching people wipe out on bikes trying to ride through a very rainy Paris.
Okay.
Holy fuck, dude. They're like trying to take corners on these like half cobblestone roads and just fucking wiping out. I was
What, like 10 speeds?
well, they're doing the endurance racing.
Ah, okay.
So like they were doing the time trials. So wiping out really fucks things up.
I'll wait till they get to the speed trials.
Yeah. So watch some of that. I just missed the volleyball, which would have been fun because I do like actually knowing how volleyball works now. It's more fun to watch rather than just watching them bounce balls back and forth.
I probably won't watch any of it because I don't watch traditional television,
Yeah.
like at all.
I'm sure you can stream it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
Probably on
just
YouTube.
got to be interested first.
In theory, it's on YouTube, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know with the Charlie Foxtrot that was the opening
Just say
ceremonies.
clusterfuck. What are you talking about? It was beautiful and wonderful.
I'm sure you loved it.
I didn't love any of it. I was like, oh, well, okay. So there were parts of the opening ceremony that I'm sure were great. I just didn't see any of them.
The fireworks probably awesome.
The fireworks might have been cool. I will say the weird Marie Antoinette singing with Gojira playing, not bad. Heavy metal opening ceremony, kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
But people are drawing a lot of strange analogies from those opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
Watching a fella talking about the dude on the white horse,
Yep.
basically quoting Revelations.
Yeah. The pale rider on pale horse.
Yep.
With the Olympic flag on its back. That was weird.
And angled to where those wings behind him were perfectly in line with the horse.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then the strange Last Supper.
Oh, but that wasn't the Last Supper, Jeff. They're talking about a completely different painting.
Sure.
It was the Last Supper. They admitted it was the Last Supper. So the trans Last Supper.
Like I said, I've not seen a bit of it, but I've seen enough on the social medias.
So to watch it was already weird because it was a straight up drag show. So to be fair, not necessarily trans, definitely drag. Some trans, definitely drag.
Like lots of beards and very little
Yeah,
clothing.
very, very beardy women wearing sexy clothes.
Or was it very beardy dudes?
Either way.
Yeah, but still.
It's a beardy dude pretending to be a woman or a beardy woman pretending to be
It's
a man.
in a Speedo. It's blue and it has a beard.
Well, there was no spirit. You're talking about the Dionysus person who was served up to be eaten, apparently. So they had a giant.
Oh, so they had, human sacrifice.
Not in that way. So they had a giant cloche on the table, and when the lid came up, it was a very beardy, like ginger bearded blue person pretending to be the god Dionysus. So that's where they were trying to say that it wasn't the Last Supper. It was this other painting. I was like, technically speaking, it's both.
It still made the rest of the world very uncomfortable.
Yeah, the entire Christian world that rallied against it to the point that they took down all video of it officially off the internet and apologized publicly for it because they lost Samsung.
Oh, wow.
Samsung said, hey, fuck you.
This are not good.
Yes, Samsung went, hey, we're not supporting you if you're going to put this bullshit out. So they went, excuse me, how many hundreds of millions of dollars? And went, never mind, we're going to take that down. And so, look, it's France. It's not America. They do things differently there. Some of it, like the Marie Antoinette stuff, that's on them. They're making fun of or making a parody of their own history. However much that went, and Gojira is a French heavy metal band. So cool. Actually, that was really fucking cool if you watch that. Like, when I first saw it, I knew the music was being played was Gojira. I didn't know the band was there because I saw the zoomed out version. They're actually like on the parapets of the castle.
Okay.
Like playing, and then you got fire shooting up. I was like, this is actually really fucking cool. I was like, they did a metal show as the opening and then did the weird fucking Last Supper nonsense.
This is great. I'm uncomfortable.
And then what the fuck is this?
I need an adult.
Yeah. And then a lot of people were saying, And by the way, guys, you don't have to share our opinion, but if you have a different one, by all means, let us know. You know, if you want to have a reasoned discussion about it, by all means, do so either by the email or in the comments. Because, I mean, obviously we're of our own mindset and stuff like that. I wasn't outraged, but I just went, what the fuck? Like, this is something that's supposed to be out there for the world. They're clearly mocking the Last Supper and potentially also referencing that other Greek painting.
I'm just trying to figure out who thought that would have been a good idea to begin with.
Probably a feminist.
They're
Trans feminist Nazi.
angry at everything.
Yeah. So the thing is to make it truly the Last Supper, they put a fucking glowing halo over the center figure. Like most of the paintings representing it do, or at least the Catholic ones. Catholics add the
Yeah,
halos.
we know you're lying.
It's like, but then people were making all the excuses in the world.
Of course they do. It's got to fit the narrative.
But the thing is, it wasn't the Olympics making the excuse. France said something. They're like, well, you know what? Fuck you and your other stuff. You know, we're going to do what we want to do. It's for us. And then the Olympics went, never mind. The entire world is outraged at us. Let's not do this. And then I made the joke right after that about since the next games are in LA, it ought to get real interesting. Except here, we do have to abide by American TV standards, whereas in France, not so much.
Yeah.
So they could have had nudity or whatever they wanted. And by the way, let's go back to the last Olympics that they had in Japan, where they had like 2001 drummers drumming at the same time to show off however many years of whatever they were representing.
Yeah, they did a bunch of impressive stuff.
They did a lot of cool, impressive shit. And we're by no means pro-China, but China knew how to put on a classy event.
Exactly.
Even with their dictatorship killing people miles away.
Everybody, regardless of who, will think this is neat, and we're not going to piss everyone off in one fell swoop.
Yeah. The other problem there was the fact that, you know, just a few miles from the Olympic Stadium and everything in China, they were doing a genocide. So we'll just ignore that part. That was obviously bad, and not enough people still know about that. So,
oh Lord, they were doing all kinds of stuff. Eminent domain, kicking people out, tearing down people's homes.
Well, that's a normal Tuesday.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about the Uyghur Muslims.
That was just to make room for the.
Oh, just wait till L.A. Wait till they do that. How are they going to build the Olympic Village where they have the homeless people?
It's going to be surrounded by a mountain of shit and tents.
Yeah, they're going to have to clean up L.A. proper.
Good luck.
They're going to have to move 110,000 homeless people. Gee, I wonder where they're going to put them.
They'll be praying for a flood to clean the streets, man.
Well, they're on fire right now. They are praying for floods. A lot of California is currently on fire, not to make light of it. But we watched that on the news after the Olympics were over, and I'm just like, huh, California's on fire again. Go figure.
It seems to always be on fire.
It's always on fire, let's be fair. And like, just look.
So would that make it a proper dumpster fire?
The whole West Coast, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is a very large amount of the western United States that is currently on fire. There's like 110 separate fires across the western United States. That's not good.
No.
And while we got a week of rain, we couldn't light a fire if we wanted to. We turned into Heron Hall of the country.
Fires before people started trying to manage everything and control everything were nature's way of starting fresh, cleansing.
Yeah.
And they were good for the environment.
Well, in some places, yes, because they would burn out the underbrush. Certain things, like I mentioned it earlier,
well,
redwood seeds grow after a fire.
Well, that's why the California right now is burning, because they don't allow any maintenance, any preventive maintenance, any of that.
Hold on, you can't bring up the bad forestry management, because if you do that,
they impeach you. Clear underbrush. No, you can't do.
They impeach you as president if you bring that up.
Probably.
For those who forget that Trump literally said out loud why California is always on fire, and they said "fuck you." The old governor who, you know, clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh,
on top
Newsom
of that,
fella.
before Newsom even was the problem. So here's two issues. Speaking out of turn as a Texan, where we actually do proper wildfire maintenance in our forests. If you do clear out underbrush at least once a year, prep for fires, possibly even pre-burn, because you can do a controlled burn. Mm-hmm. We do it in every national forest we have in the area. Gets a little smoky, not gonna lie, but it's not the whole fucking country's on fire. But on top of that, California also siphons off a lot of groundwater that can be used for fighting fires in the wild to, I don't know, keep their golf courses green. They've siphoned off surface water from farms for fucking keeping golf courses green there and in Nevada.
Yeah.
So, and they also fucking claim management over the melting snow in the mountains coming down. So there's a lot of fucking issues with their water management due to
Everybody's
stupidity.
got their hand in the pot, and everybody's trying to pull money out of everywhere
Oh,
else.
but did you see what started the fucking fire this time in California?
What, a peace rally? Or
So Seth told me this. I didn't believe him. It was some dipshit who set his fucking car on fire and set it over a cliff. Like he's trying to get rid of his car.
no way.
Yeah, they proved it. And
Dumb
they're like,
bastard.
He was trying to get rid of his car and then started this massive fire that's now burning down people's homes. So he needs to go away from jail forever if he's not dead already.
For real.
So on top of that,
And
what
then a
else?
new charge, capital arson or something like that.
Oh, how about the giant geyser going off?
Yellowstone, man.
Yeah, so it was at Biscuit Springs or something like that. It's some funny name. It was a chunk of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But it was a smaller geyser
But it
that was not
usually-
small anymore.
It usually erupted, not as big as, what's the big geyser? Old Yeller.
The Old Yeller is what came to mind. No, Old Faithful.
Old
Old Faithful. Which I think is actually the nickname. I think it has a proper name.
Okay, but anyway.
But you're right, Old Faithful.
But
yeah.
it wasn't as regular as Old Faithful, but it would
Well,
still.
it's a regular geyser, but it was massively irregular this day in the literal sense.
Dude, it blew up big.
It was a big fuck off eruption.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, people running, screaming,
yeah. Or,
boardwalks, lumber flying
yeah,
everywhere.
or not running and screaming and standing there holding the camera. I'm like, yes, good. We needed to see this, but oh my God, run, woman. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, put on your dash cam and fucking run away. But like,
Yeah, giggity, giggity, gone.
so here's the thing. A lot of people still don't seem to understand. Like, they didn't watch certain movies growing up.
Wasn't that the same day we had earthquakes in northern Texas?
I don't know if it was the same. No, it definitely wasn't the same day.
so-
Because Sean told me about the earthquake. That was like last Sunday.
Did he feel it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They felt, well, it's like a 4.9.
Yeah.
It was not a small earthquake for Texas. But I don't think it was the same day because I think the geyser
His
was
house-
like last Wednesday or
His house
something.
don't jiggle, jiggle. It
Yeah.
folds, huh?
Yeah, sir. Well, because he said, was that a fucking earthquake? And they had to look it up, and it was. Because it kept going, and they thought it was thunder, but it kept going. So he messaged me about that. I didn't know about it. But no, people don't seem to realize that Yellowstone and that entire giant area in like the kind of Midwest-ish area where Yellowstone and all those parks are is a caldera of a fucking super volcano.
Yeah.
People don't seem to know this.
Well, if that thing goes off wrong, that's extinction level.
No, if it goes off right. It doesn't matter if it goes off. There's no right or wrong when a volcano goes off.
Right.
And like, we already have like a lot of activity
They call it a
volcanically.
super volcano.
It is a super volcano. It is like the largest volcano on the surface.
And if it does erupt,
no more North America
well, yeah, it'll blacken
It'll-
the skies.
for hundreds of years.
Temperatures will drop.
Yep. Nuclear
Crops
winter.
yeah.
Yeah, everything. All the books of Revelation.
So everybody's going to be trying to move where we're at now.
There won't be any where we're at now. They'll be fucking trying to get to the southern hemisphere because the northern hemisphere is not going to exist. Like North America, wiped off the map.
It'll finally be comfortable.
No, you'll be dead. And here's the thing. It will erupt so large, not only will we see it and hear it here in Texas, we probably won't survive. Like, you might survive if you're in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, assuming there's not a tidal wave coming out.
I've seen other predictions that state temperatures dropping, another ice age brought about in our hemisphere.
Well, it'll be the whole planet. It won't
Yeah.
just be in one hemisphere because Earth turns, smoke goes up,
Yeah.
entire hemisphere gets coated, if not the whole planet.
And
But
I've also
also-
heard other accounts that say, no, it's not going to destroy the world, but it'll cool everything a lot.
It'll
And we're going to have
destroy-
trouble growing crops.
It'll destroy the U.S.,
Yeah.
probably parts of Mexico, if depending on how big it is. Canada, gone. Because it's, I think, roughly a quarter of the size of North America.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's huge. It's like you can't even understand
But
that it's a volcano.
But anyway, that area is an active fault line,
Well-
and it's still moving.
Of course it's an active fault line. It's a volcano.
But yeah, but that's how, continents are created and shit like that.
Well, the idea that it will be such, if it erupts fully, like all at once, massive, full-on eruption, it will be probably the single largest like upheaval of dirt and everything. Because you got to think everything that's sitting there on top of it will basically be vaporized and turned into shit to go into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It will probably erupt into the upper atmosphere, if not into outer space, and fucking cover most of the planet in what used to be North America. You know, so you won't even have time to know something went wrong. You'll just be gone.
Just be a bad day.
Yeah, and then, yes, nuclear winter, because the sun will be blocked out for a very long time. Green energy will be completely fucking pointless. And, okay, maybe this will be the greatest thing. Except we won't be around to see it. Europe will be okay, but it will probably... The boom alone will probably be felt across the planet.
Yeah, everybody's going to move to Australia.
The world itself might be shifted off its axis a little bit depending on the eruption, because it'll be that big. It's like literally Earth's butthole. Like, it's just like the biggest fart in history that just devastates the entire planet. So you got to think that the interior of the planet is trying to get out, and it's got one really big hole to do it, you know? So forget you will have to literally redraw the maps, you know, because if that doesn't shift tectonic plates, because we already have the Ring of Fire around the Pacific, which is one giant ring of fucking volcanoes. Even if that all went off, it wouldn't be as bad as this one thing happening. Now, mind you, every other volcano on the planet may just cease to function ever again because everything came out of one place. Like one giant fucking cyst popping, you know, a cyst called North America. But the funny thing is, video games already came up with an idea of how to fix this and give us clean energy forever.
What, friggin' harvesting geothermal?
Geothermal, but also steam power. Reroute a river into the caldera and use the steam coming off of it, so they keep it cool by dumping water constantly in it, and they use the steam to generate electricity.
That'll work.
It will run for fucking ever and hopefully keep us alive. Just got to redirect one river or maybe two. Fuck it. Video games figured it out. Why can't we figure it out? You could power most of North America off of this thing.
We've dug long canals. Yeah, we can make it happen.
I mean, like, the hard part would be making sure we don't accidentally set it off while trying to harvest its power.
Or overquench it.
I mean, overquenching it would be fine.
Well, for that...
Keeping it never going off is great.
Right.
You know, keeping it from never going off, but also managing to harvest that power would also be great.
They can find that sweet spot to pump just enough water into it to keep everything right.
You don't have to pump it. It's just natural river flow, you know? But you use, like I said, you harvest the steam vents.
No one's going to let that happen. They're going to want to dam it up. They're going to control every single little aspect.
Well, that's why you get the government out of it. You put it in the hands of private.
Oh, like that's ever going to happen.
Well, maybe. We'll see. I mean, never mind. Not going to finish that statement because the FBI is always listening.
It's just, hey, I want to do something good. Get out of my way. No, you don't get this. You need a permit.
I think that was in one of the Fallouts. I think they did that. I don't remember. I don't remember which game it was, but I know it was on a particular game a while back. That was literally their thing, because it's just like, we can power the whole fucking country from this one power station if we try, you know. So it's like, one, we keep it from erupting. Yay. Two, we solve our power crisis for ever.
A minute, yeah.
Yeah, ever.
And I'm sure there's all kinds of other byproducts coming off of that. You could pull hydrogen, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, harvesting the steam alone would be great, you know, because if it's that hot, you know, just throwing water on it enough to cool it, it's just going to keep refilling itself with hotness. It's the earth. I mean, like, I'm all for geothermal when it's safe, you know, because there's plenty of houses that use that. You know,
well, at that point, all that geothermal, all that water, you might as well be splitting, you know, running hydrolysis on a major scale and stockpiling hydrogen for fuel as well.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Well, better than nothing.
Well, we haven't figured out a safe way to store hydrogen that we can also use it to turn back into proper fuel without making explodies.
Who was it? Ford come out with a pickup, 2004, something like that. And it was a hydrogen-powered V8.
Well, Honda did it with an Accord.
Yeah.
We saw that on Top Gear. Way back in, like,
they've got other companies that are working on. They say it takes, you know, 10 seconds to refill.
In which is the one that doesn't suck, Iceland or Greenland?
Greenland is covered in ice, and Iceland is very nice.
So I think it was Iceland that actually created hydrogen-powered gas stations because they had so much of it from the activity.
Well, that's similar like at the dump. You see all these compressed natural gas stations.
Yeah, they're harvesting the gas coming out of are decomposing trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's smart. Duh. Use that, burn that, turn steam engine, make power
Right.
from trash.
But no one wants to invest the infrastructure to make it
But they
viable.
do it in some places, you know? And go hire illegals to work the dump. They solve two problems at once.
Right?
Yep. Fucking A. Dude, I can't wait for Kamala to be president.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be so much fun living under her rule.
Oh, good grief.
Did the cackling press conferences.
You've seen Borderlands, right?
Yeah. Well, not yet. Not yet. We got to watch that movie.
I mean, I'm waiting for the crazy vehicles and the monsters, you know?
I just don't.
You know the hard part about that apocalypse?
Look, we're white dudes. We should vote for Kamala.
See, the hardest part about the upcoming apocalypse is going to be pretending I'm not having fun.
Yeah, I guess.
Why is Hefe grinning?
Dude, I still got to go to work even in the apocalypse. So it's going to be bullshit. I'm still going to have to go to work every fucking day, except I'll just be in an armored vehicle, probably. Hopefully. No, I'll get the hand-me-down armored vehicle. By the way, I want to bring this up right quick. I don't talk about work directly because for safety reasons. But
And I've been yelled at for doing it.
yes. So, well, I can edit it out most days. It's fine. But I was talking with one of my supervisors this weekend. Saturday was much less chaotic this week. Almost back to normal since the storm and all that. Either way, so talking to my supervisor, one of them this week, he's the guy who works on Saturdays. And he's a New York guy originally, but he's been all over the world.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I forgot how it came up specifically, but we started talking about Trump's legal problems. And being a New York guy, he started going off, talking about all this stuff about how Trump was a criminal and all this stuff and all the tax evasion and all this, that, and the other, and how he did scam the banks and all this stuff due to a deal he cut with the city back in the day for building, buying buildings, refurbishing them, selling them, where the city would reduce taxes to do this, blah, 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 blah. Basically manipulating numbers to make a business deal happen. And then he's like, yeah, he was a criminal for all that shit, So they took him to trial because he turned on the city. Like, the reason why New York took him to trial is not because he did anything particularly wrong now. It's for all the shit he did back then. And because he had cut this deal with the city to do all this, they're also technically implicated in said criminal activity. But since he's no longer a New York Democrat and all this other stuff, the city turned on him and is now charging him with shit that he did then, just under a guise of new bullshit, right?
Of course.
But then he started going off on January 6th and how it was like the worst thing he's ever seen and all this other stuff. And I'm like, he said it was the worst, like, political crime he had ever seen. It was like a legit coup and all this shit. And I'm like, hold the fuck on, dude. And I tried to say, dude, first of all, what happened on January 6th was bad. Not going to say the riots weren't bad. Was not good for anyone. Technically wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a minor protest after a speech, basically. A small rally, small-ish rally for Trump, and then minor protest. Obviously didn't go that way due to whatever reasons may be true.
Right.
Not making an affirmative here. So he said, no, not that part. What happened inside the Capitol, not just to people outside. All this stuff they were saying about the election interference and saying all this other stuff that was all bullshit. All of his lawyers and everybody who turned on him and said they made up the whole narrative about the election being stolen and all this stuff. I was like, you mean the people who had their lives threatened by the government and turned on Trump? Those people? It's like, yeah, but they never produced any evidence. None of the 60 court cases ever went anywhere. It's like, you mean the court cases that were never even heard on the merits? They were all dismissed on standing and other bullshit? It's like, in some cases, they turned them away saying that, hey, it's too late. You can't sue. You should have sued beforehand. After specifically saying you can't sue before something has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those cases that never got heard. Even the Supreme Court case that caused the problem in the first place. Because the Supreme Court refused to hear the case, Texas v. Pennsylvania. It's like they said, you don't have standing to sue Pennsylvania over this. And they said, you are the only court that states can settle the shit. It's called original jurisdiction. You have to hear this. Mm-hmm. It's like Pennsylvania illegally changed their fucking laws for elections.
Yeah.
They made unconstitutional changes. Not just U.S. Constitution, Pennsylvania's Constitution. They changed the laws without doing it the right way and held an election the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Period. No, these are all facts. These are not opinions. But the Supreme Court didn't bother to hear that. That's what led to January 6th happening. And because so many other states also followed suit with what Pennsylvania did and went against did unconstitutional shit, that's why alternate electors were sent. And he said, all these fake electors that were sent. And I was like, dude, do you even know how that happened? Do you even know the fucking statute that allowed for the ability to send different electors? It's like a lot of these states, the governor sent electors. Mm-hmm. The governor doesn't do that. The legislature does that. There were even judges that picked out what to do. Judges don't do that at all. There was so much bullshit that happened why there were different states that sent different set of electors to the Capitol that day to protest because the state legislatures said, hey, something's not right here. Do not listen to our electors. And they fucking counted the shit anyway. Now, whether Pence did the right thing or not, whether Pence turned on Trump or not, that's to be seen. But none of the things that were brought up in legal ways were ever settled at all. Mm-hmm. Even now, 3.5 years after the 2020 election, there's still shit being found in Georgia that was wrong. That's all being heard even today. Investigations into the way Georgia ran those elections and how shit had done so wrong. And this guy, who I like, by the way, you know, he's a cool dude. We get along. We talk about a lot of other stuff. We don't agree on everything, but we can still have the conversation. He was getting so heated about what happened on January 6th and how they were all criminals and all this shit. And I'm like, dude, I don't think you realize you're not as in the middle as you think you are. It's like, you are definitely more to the left than you even realize. It's like, clearly that's some ideological capture going on just because of the way he's saying it. It's like, I can see both sides of an argument. Hey, the stuff was done this way. The stuff was done this way. I can also see that the laws weren't followed and decisions were made based on laws not being followed.
Yeah.
And when people said, hey, you can't do that, other people went, I'm going to do it. So, yes, there were grievances that were never redressed at any level. That's why no one trusts that this election in 2024 is even going to go correct.
Oh, no one's going to trust anything.
No one's going to trust it, no matter what the outcome, no matter. And here's the thing. Right now, they've just shoved Kamala to the front because Biden is out. Whichever Biden technically decided to fold, because we can't tell, because apparently the one that went on TV last week is 8 inches taller than Biden is normally. So we're not even going to talk about that. It's like, it's fucking weird. The guy on TV looks like Biden, sort of, until you start paying attention. And then some weird shit starts going like, which Biden are we on?
And then the rest of the term.
Yeah.
Is he fit to serve the rest of the term if he's not fit to run again?
He said he's still running out the rest of his term.
But is he?
They can't say that he is or isn't.
Well, if you can't serve next term because of mental issues, what makes you think you can serve the rest of this?
So he's not mentally fit to sit a trial, but he's mentally fit for run for president and finish his term, even though he said he. And here's the thing: in his "I'm not running anymore" speech, at no point did he ever say why. He never said, "I'm sick, I'm old, I'm dying." Nothing. He never said why. He just says, "It's been my pleasure to be the president." If that guy even was our president, we don't know which Joe Biden it technically was, because apparently there's at least 6 Joe Bidens. Go look it up. It's weird. When you see the pictures of the different Joe Bidens next to each other, it's very strange. Yes, there are body doubles, but the body doubles usually don't get up there and talk. This isn't Queen Amidala with makeup. It's fucking weird. It's like, and I hate to bring it up, but when I saw the pictures, I'm like, his ears are literally different.
Yeah.
It's fucking strange. You don't just gain earlobes and then lose them and then gain them and then lose them. It's fucking strange. I'm just saying, I'm not speaking definitively. It is something that's strange, should be looked at. We don't know if Joe Biden himself was actually in that particular press briefing where he addressed the country as to why he wasn't running for president. Never said why he's not running for president, just that he's handing it to the next generation, to the younger people. And in case anybody's wondering, Kamala Harris is 59.
Yep.
She's not young and hip. She's also not likable in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Even leaving behind her criminal behavior while she was an attorney general and prosecutor and all the other horrible things she did in California.
Prostituter.
Not saying that out loud anyways.
Yeah, I will.
Look, that's okay. I don't care who she slept with while she was single.
Yeah.
She only got married a little while ago to Doug, who's a white man, if I recall correctly. She has no children of her own. So whenever they call her Mamala, it's like, bitch, you ain't a mom. It's like, we've seen how your kids turn out if you look at Doug's kids.
Right.
Weird. Fucking weird. Oh, and I love this new attack on J.D. Vance and Trump. They're weird. What's that even fucking mean?
Yeah. What was the response to that? I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. Basically, everybody's been like, okay, but it's like, I think the response was, yeah, J.D. Vance is weird, and then they just showed the Olympics. They're just like,
Yeah, that's it.
this. I was like, yeah. No, but it's just like they have rushed so quickly to supporting Kamala. It's insane. Like, Joe Biden's corpse isn't even cold yet.
You think that's the case?
Metaphorical cold. Metaphorical body. The corpse of Joe Biden's presidential career.
He may be in a basement somewhere just licking a window, for all we know.
I cannot speak to the definitive, but I don't think that the Joe Biden we saw speak or get up and walk with no problem, and also seem to be incredibly tall for his normal self. If he can speak with no problem and he can walk with no problem, that ain't Joe Biden that we know. Don't know where the regular Joe we know is, but also the fact that his wife wouldn't get anywhere near him was also kind of weird. I'm just saying. Because usually she's got hands on him, walking him places. It's like he walked from the door out to wave at people and smile and all these other things with no help from Jill. That's a little odd.
Yeah.
And he also appeared to be about 8 inches taller than normal. His suit seemed to fit differently, everything. Either way. Kamala, very unlikable, was never voted for to be president by anyone. She wasn't even supported by people in her own state and her own district to become president. She was forced to be vice president by Biden, who wanted a woman of color.
I just saw we don't get to see a Vance-Harris debate.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that, but I think it would be great. Yeah. Well, because she's not VP. She's not running for VP. But we're also not going to get a Trump-Harris debate because he said, I signed on to debate Joe Biden. I did not sign on to debate her. And they're saying, well, it's because he's scared of me. It's like, no.
Lord, he's Shredder.
Yeah. It's like, bitch, you are dumber than Joe is senile.
Yeah.
She literally can't. Oh, my God. All the statements that she has put out, none of them make sense.
It's looping nonsense.
There's no point to anything she says. And you get so bored in the middle of her thing, you just go, okay, well, those are words. I'll accept that. Yay! White dudes for Kamala. That's what we are. We are
Let us renounce our belly buttons of sadness.
I feel like we should. I feel like we'd be racist and sexist to not vote for her, Jeff.
Really?
Well, I mean, clearly she's the first black woman to run for president.
Well, I'm not renouncing my belly button.
You don't have to renounce your belly button, just your penis.
Leave the admiral out of this.
The admiral. Maybe the rear admiral.
I'm not Greek. No.
Roman.
Whatever.
It was the Romans who put their peepees in.
The Greeks too.
I mean, maybe. Greeks were omnisexual.
Yeah.
They had sex with gods. Romans just pretended. Who stole from who? I forget. Which one stole the other one's gods? Was it Rome or Greek?
I don't know. They weren't stolen. They were renamed.
They stole the fucking gods.
They rebranded them.
They said, hey, I know we're almost the same culture and we're really fucking close to each other here. We like your gods. We're going to use them.
Yeah. And
then we're going to name everything. We're going to so usurp the names that we're going to name the planets after them. Fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
I forget, but like I said, I don't know which ones are which. I know which ones has which gods. I just don't remember who came first.
The Romans or the...
Yeah, the Greeks or the Romans. Which one had the gods first? Same time.
Anywho,
All I know is Kratos killed them all. That's all I know. But I, for one, am definitely voting for Kamala and support the Democratic Party in all ways. We got to go do the secret handshake with the socials. Oh, God. So the new head of the Secret Service is getting railed in Congress right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Ah, you just got here. We're going to pin you to the wall.
Well, so he was like a deputy director of the FBI. So also should be involved, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're grilling him now on all of this stuff, not just on...
So what's-her-face did go back to guarding Doritos.
I don't know what she's doing. I don't care.
Well, she
okay,
she
quitting.
resigned.
Resigning does not mean you don't have to talk to Congress about your fucking failures. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, they drug her back, didn't they?
I think so.
'Cause,
Kimberly Cheadle. Yeah.
Lordy day.
So either way, I saw that earlier. That's what I was laughing at. Once again, you didn't hear me about that in the bathroom. I was laughing out loud at what this guy was
Once
fucking
again,
saying.
I don't pay attention to your activities in the bathroom.
Well, I can hear you in the bathroom.
That's because I'm blowing it up.
It's fucking horrible. Don't blow up my bathroom, asshole.
Click, click, boom.
Yeah, don't be clicking in my bathroom. You leave the Admiral out of this. So,
Come on, it's a bolt action shotgun.
single action. Hand. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving
You're
it.
trying
I'm
too
leaving
hard.
it. I'm leaving it.
Take that foot out your mouth.
No. But either way, yeah, I saw that guy getting fucking railed, and he's just like so fucking angry with who was it? Holly. Josh Holly was fucking ripping him apart. And he's like, and he's just like, why can't you fucking give us an answer? It's been 17 fucking days.
For real, no one wants to give a straight fucking answer anymore about anything.
Yeah. Dude, he flat out said to this guy,
I can't even get straight answers at home. I ask you a binary question that has a yes or a no answer, and I get a long conversation.
We don't believe in binaries around here. It's either way. So here's the thing. He actually said, I get more information from whistleblowers and Twitter than I'm getting out of you and all the people who've come up here before this. How do these people know what the hell happened and you don't? The deputy director of the FBI.
It's not that they can't give an answer. They won't.
No,
they
that's what he said.
categorically refuse.
And he said, now, to be fair, he said they are investigating, and as soon as they know more answers, people will have their heads wrung. And he's like, why haven't you fired or at least put on leave any of the people who failed that day? Mm-hmm. He went down the line. How about the person who was in charge of communicating with local police? Have you put them on leave? Well, it wasn't just one person. Did you put anyone on leave? No. Okay, how about the counter snipers who didn't do their job? Did you put any of them on leave? No, we didn't do that. It was like, what about the people who turned down the drone help that was offered to them? Did you put them on leave? No, we didn't. Literally, just like nobody who failed that day has been put on leave, and only Kimberly Cheadle resigned. And like the more that comes out about it, it sadly looks like it absolutely was on purpose.
Exactly, has to be.
Because they even said, hold on.
Well, look at the foreign accounts and all that.
Dude, the local SWAT team who was there said, we tried to tell the Social Security, God damn it, Social Security guys. We tried to tell Social Security about what the sniper was doing. Why can I not think Secret Service? Every time I see SS, I think Social Security. The Secret Service, he said, we tried
Better
to
than
tell
the
them.
other SS. We tried to tell them.
Shut up. No, them they listen to. 100% they
There
listen
are
to them.
shooters on the roofs.
Look, we got communists marching in Philadelphia. It is what it is. No, we now have the SWAT team that was there saying that they tried to communicate with the Secret Service. They were being ignored, or else they would have done the job. We now have footage of the fact that the police had the fucking building surrounded before Crooks got the shot off. The police surrounded the fucking building. They knew he was up there, and they were trying to get to him before they could. So there's footage of that from people on the ground. Like, so there was a police team surrounding the building trying to get up to him minutes before the shots going off.
Okay, who was stopping them?
It was more of a how the hell do we get on the building without getting shot ourselves situation. So they were trying to get the vantage point to get onto the building to get up there.
At that point, you're law enforcement.
Well, from the ground they couldn't hit him.
I don't care. Go up that ladder, get on the roof, take the damn bullet. That's part of your job.
So the problem with that was just, from what I could see, it was just the logistical problem to see where he was from the ground and then how to get up to him. Because obviously the one position where the woman says and points That was obviously where it started from, and that's how the police were put onto it.
Well, I heard many accounts of a local Leo climbing the ladder, seeing the dude.
Did not climb the ladder.
Okay.
He was hauled up by another guy. So he and another cop hoisted him up. So he's like this on the edge of the roof.
So he had no room for engagement.
No, there was no room for engagement because that roof was real low.
Yeah.
At that one end, like literally 8.5 feet. Just sloped roof, 8.5 feet off the ground. Yeah, the other dude hoisted him up there, saw what was up, had the rifle pointed at his face, and went "fuck me," and then dropped down.
Right.
And then that was clearly what led to the everything else going on. So this video was of a better position of what was going on.
I don't know. They need more John McClanes in local law enforcement these days.
I think the biggest problem with it, along with everything else that is also the biggest problem with it, not only the body cam footage, the 30 minutes of body cam footage from the cops on the rooftop after the fact, where you can hear a lot of conversation that is also like, how do they know these details on this guy? Because they say, look for the viewfinder. Wait a minute. How do you know about the viewfinder already? Hey, check his pockets for this. Look for the backpack. It's like,
oh, so
you guys had a lot of information on this dead guy who's on this roof.
And they got to it first so they could scrub evidence.
I don't know they did that. I'm not accusing anybody of that. My question is, because the guys who did it, the snipers, were not Secret Service snipers. They were local SWAT snipers. Yeah. So, and then they also had the same thing. He was asked about why the hell was somebody on that roof, and then they said they were dismissed because they were hot. Do you know about that? And he goes, well, if that's what happened,
then you should have got another body.
Somebody should have been up there. And it's like, why was nobody on that roof to begin with from under y'all's control? It's like, that's the answer. That's the answer to why wasn't anybody on the water tower?
Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
How hot can it be?
I mean, on a fucking roof in the middle of summer, it's still going to be hot. Let's be fair.
Still, you've got troop in, friggin' deserts.
I mean, I got friends in Maryland bitching about how hot it is up there, and it's like 98 plus a million degrees humidity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hot. That's not, and it was middle of the fucking Saturday, in a summer clear day. It was a fucking beautiful day. Some would say the best. So, nobody was on the fucking water tower. They should have had 3 snipers on the roof of that fucking building. And if not, guarded.
Yep.
Because it was outside of the perimeter, because it was literally a fence. The area where Trump was fenced off, like by normal stuff. So people were on the fence watching the thing. They weren't inside the venue. Makes sense how the fuck he got on that roof. It was not inside the actual venue, like people keep saying. It was outside the venue, but it should not have been outside of the Pac-Man of security, as it goes. That should have been 100% just a giant fucking sphere. So, how he got on the roof, we kind of get that. Climbed one ladder or another to get up on the roof with his sniper bag and all this other shit. They had already spotted him multiple times before that. He had already had an interaction with the police. But like they had what I was getting at is the local PD up until this point had enough information on him by the time he was dead that they knew what to look for of his items. Not that they're in on it, all this other nonsense, but they had so much information on this guy just due to the last 3 hours that by the time they killed him, they knew, okay, we got to find this, we got to find this, we got to find this based on the reports
somebody
we already
dropped the
had.
ball big time or open the gate.
They dropped all the balls.
Yeah.
Because he even said, it's like, what about the guy who made the call to put Trump out there even though they knew they were in trouble, that they had a threat? He said, has that person been relieved of duty? Mind you, put on leave so we can investigate. No. It's like, why is it?
So he did his job.
Yeah. So what they're trying to say is like every single person who worked that day that failed needs to be on leave until otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fair. And it's like a former president and someone running for president again was shot. People were killed. Other people injured. And no one has been fucking fired. It's like, this is the problem.
Politically motivated assassination attempt.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And depending on who did it, what the motivation was, and why this guy had connections somehow to a local FBI
why
office,
had
which makes no sense.
multiple offshore accounts.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he had, he's a fucking 20-year-old kid. How does he have offshore accounts?
Exactly.
I know he had
1.5 million.
I know he had, I never heard that. I haven't heard anything about that. But I know he had secret social media accounts that they discovered on a different phone, because the one they had nothing on it. They found messages. They found posts. They've gone back, dug even deeper to when he was like 13 and first getting on and finding some like anti-fucking government type rhetoric and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, this kid was obviously troubled. His parents knew he was troubled because they're the ones who alerted the police in the first place. Said, hey, our son was supposed to be home. We don't know where he is. And he probably has his gun. And that's not a good thing. And police are like, what now? It's like, you know how Trump's in town? Yeah. Might want to check, you know. It's like, it's all so goddamn sketchy. The more that comes out about it, the worse it looks for anyone involved that day that was supposed to be protecting the president. And it's just like, if and when Trump wins this and manages to survive after winning.
Oh, he's going to have to gut the CIA, gut the FBI.
Well, maybe not the CIA, but definitely the FBI. And definitely, apparently,
Homeland.
Homeland Security needs to be dealt with. Everybody in charge, he's gonna the executive branch is gonna have to be trimmed. Yeah, a lot, pruned, to use a Loki term, prune a lot of people, and figure out what the fuck. Because somebody dropped a, like, because even somebody, I remember somebody super chatted last night in the Timcast chat, and they live here in Houston. And apparently Joe Biden was in town. Said, like, the security detail, the amount of the city streets that were blocked off and all this other stuff is absurd. It's like, well, yeah, he's the fucking president. Yeah, they're going to be protecting him more than Donald Trump. That's just the duh factor. But given the fact that this was a fucking Trump rally out in the open in the middle of fucking nowhere and it wasn't protected right and the communication was not correct, it's like you can only draw, it's either the largest fucking amount of incompetency that we've ever seen, or it was done on purpose. And if it was done on purpose, the people have to be rooted out and made an example of.
That's a ridiculous amount of incompetence to be coincidental.
It's called the Swiss cheese theory. That you just have enough holes that once they line up, it looks like a block of Swiss cheese. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't look like much when you see the individual slices, but you reassemble it back into the block, you can see how bad it really is. And it's like, that's fucking weird. Either way, we've gone on long enough about that event of things. So, guys, we will have a guest next week. I just got to figure out which day we're going to do it on, but our good buddy Will be returning.
Nice.
So we'll have Will to come hang out, and then hopefully...
Three beards are coming at you.
Yeah, it's going to be very sweaty in here. I'll be turning up the AC that day.
There you go.
Oh, I'm also going to have to mount that other mic. Fuck.
Don't mount mic. That's weird.
Microphone.
Ah, there you go. I support that message.
This motherfucker. Because it's already a pain in the ass to fucking hook yours up over there. So I have to do that again, but over there. But over there is where all the electronics are for all that stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot less room. So I have to figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Maybe. Or we'll just set up on the table out there.
We can do that too.
Yeah. Either way, it seems like it's going to be a pain in my ass. Either way. So I actually went to the chiropractor yesterday, and they actually laid me out pretty good.
Yeah. I thought about going tomorrow, but I'm feeling really good.
Yeah. I was feeling super loose after.
I mean, even now, I'm feeling solid.
Yeah. So now you just need food. Yeah.
Mexican food.
You're already farty. I don't want to help that. So either way, I did want to say that it was my first like full on real like chiropractor appointment. Like it's been just like maintenance for the last like, 8 months.
So they did full on adjustment.
They did adjustment,
neck pull, everything.
Well, they did adjustment, traction.
They do the thing where they put that block behind you and they kind of
they never do the hard back breaking anymore.
I like all that.
Yeah, I do too, but they don't do that anymore unless it's an emergency.
Oh, my chiropractor does.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but mine doesn't do that anymore because they switched to the Cox technique, which is this mechanical bull of a table that does most of the work gently, so that like there's no violent cracking of the back.
Sometimes happening. Mine was needed a few times to be
I'm
very
aware.
violent.
I'm aware. I talked about how that had to happen that one day.
He put that block behind my back.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on, and I could feel something was going. I said, something's there. Something big is there. Yeah. It took him 3 more attempts, and I put a ton of force behind it. It sounded like a gunshot. Crack!
Yeah, that's a bad...
And he said, no kidding.
That's a bad subluxation there, Jeff. So
well, I felt great.
Yeah. So I felt like, especially after doing the full traction, which I've only ever done once.
Is that the big machine that pulls you apart instead of them
so-
yanking on your neck?
Yeah, so it's one machine, but they only strap the ankles in, and then it stretch further and further, and then your front end doesn't really move. So
It's a mechanical rack.
yeah, it is.
That'd be awesome.
It's pretty cool, but like it was. I'm very glad I wore jeans instead of shorts, because my shorts would have been riding down fast otherwise. So like I said, they did that, but then they started the therapy on my hand to try to get it knocked out.
Oh, nice.
They hit it with ultrasound. They went all through here with the ultrasound. It was feeling pretty good. It's feeling better, but also having the ergonomic mouse, ergonomic dooley-hoo, and wearing my wrist brace at night. She talked about getting some KT tape, perhaps, to do the wrist and the thumb while I'm at work, so
Have
I
you
can
thought
move.
of getting any DMSO and putting some aspirin powder in it?
You're just saying words now. I don't know what that is.
It's an industrial solvent they use topically to draw medicine into the skin.
I got Voltaren for that.
Okay.
Which is already essentially
Already has aspirin in it.
It's ibuprofen,
Yeah.
liquid ibuprofen that absorbs from the outside. So I put that with my wrist brace at night.
I need to find some because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it smells decent too. But it's nice. It's usually like $10 a tube or something.
Okay, doesn't burn your pee-pee. No.
No, there's no burning. It shouldn't. It's just ibuprofen from the outside. But
it's not like icy hot or anything.
No. But so I've been putting that on my wrist and my thumb at night with the wrist brace, and I think that's been helping also. But actually getting the actual ultrasound on it probably helped a lot. I try to break up anything that's like wonky through here, get it loose. So I was feeling real good after I left there. So it was kind of a shame we didn't record, because I was feeling fucking great.
Really?
Yeah.
I needed sleep.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
I was tired.
Dude, speaking of sleep, I know we're supposed to be wrapping up here, but like I want to talk about this past weekend, what happened.
Squirrel.
So Saturday, I might reorient things here, but might re-edit some stuff here. But Saturday, Jessica went to go visit her mom, because she doesn't see him that often, so she went out there. And I was going to be at work anyway, so who cares? And I was already planning to do a makeup stream, because I didn't stream Friday night, so I said I'd have to stream Saturday night. And she said, well, you're going to be streaming anyway, so I'm just going to hang out with Mom, have dinner, and then her friend, Christy, that she grew up with and everything out there, been having a real fucking tough go at it the last 4 years. Like, husband cheated on her, fucking lost her place to live, lost her next place to live, got back into drinking and drugs, and then
Oh, Lord, country song.
tried to get clean, still having problems, still having to find a new place to live, can't get a stable job, lots of fucking problems that most Americans seem to be having nowadays. But anyway, so they went to go hang out, but then it turned into a much bigger hangout with a lot of their high school buddies, because their local bar that they all went to was closing down. So
it was like a reunion.
they turned it into a class
Nice.
reunion, and so she ended up staying really late. She was originally going to leave around 9, get home around 11. At this point, I'm done streaming. I'm just laying in the living room watching YouTubes. I'm fucking tired. But, like, she's not going to be home for a while, if at all. And then she says, God damn it, I didn't want to be a fucking babysitter, but her ass got drunk.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck. And it's like,
Did you have to go get her?
I didn't have to go get... No, Jessica didn't get drunk. Her friend got drunk.
Ah, okay.
So the problem is, now, what do you do with drunky friend?
Give him Taco Bell, put him to bed.
What I said was call her as an Uber and send her home. Not your problem. And she's like, I can't do that. She lives too far away to Uber. And I'm like, no, you call her an Uber on her dime, not yours.
Exactly.
It's like, it's her problem. It's like,
She's drunk. Get her phone.
So basically what she said was, I'm going to drive her home, and then she can figure out how to get her car in the morning. And I was like, okay, good. Because originally I thought she was going to stay with her and then go take her to her car. And then she was going to somehow get home in time for church on Sunday morning.
That would have been acceptable.
Maybe, if it would have worked.
Yeah.
Because you got to think we got to be at church by 9.
Yeah, wake up, drunkie. Let's get your car.
Yeah, she got to get home before 9. You know, not doable for Jessica on a Sunday morning. But either way, so I go to bed, like I fall asleep on the couch watching TV, and then I go to bed around 1:30 because I was so uncomfortable on the couch. I could just go to bed. I don't put on my mask. I don't put on the fucking arm brace. Nothing. I just fucking lay in bed. And then, like, I'm kind of half-ass asleep. I have no idea how long. And then I hear her come in. Like, I don't hear the front door. I don't hear anything. I just hear her come into the bedroom. And I don't even move. I don't even say anything until she actually gets into bed. And then she like snuggles up to me. And I'm like, then I start.
Boo!
I'm still trying to go to sleep. I'm fucking tired, dude. It was a long fucking day. And so I was already fucked up because I went to Copperhead after work and got cheeseburgers and beer. Not cheeseburgers, grilled cheeses.
Wait, what are they doing?
Well, they have a new food truck that's out there.
Is it a truck or is it in the container?
It's a truck.
Okay.
It's the Webster Melting Company.
Oh, they do grilled cheeses.
Yes, very, very good grilled cheeses.
So I'm not paying $11 for a grilled cheese.
I'm paying $11. You pay like $7. I think it was $14 for 2 grilled cheeses, and they were both really fucking good.
Yeah. What was in them?
I got one that was a pepperoni pizza grilled cheese, and the other one was a buffalo chicken.
Oh, fucking A.
Yeah, they were good. The one I got before that was really good. It was a jalapeno, bacon jalapeno popper.
Nice.
Grilled cheese. It was stupid fucking good. Especially with the... Okay, so here's a
Now
question.
I'm thinking about going to Copperhead.
Well, no, they're not just there. They have
No,
scheduled...
I'm thinking about going to Copperhead now.
Oh, well, they don't have food truck right now. Wait till Thursday.
But they have Mexican restaurant.
No, they don't. They have nothing. Either way, so the thing is that I had two sandwiches and I had 2 beers. Only 2 beers.
Yeah, that's all you
Get
ever
up off
usually
the
have.
No, sometimes I have 3 or 4. But I had a fucking chocolate mint King of Terrors and a what's the double IPA? I'm drawing a
The
blank.
Sidewinders.
No, Sidewinder's the triple.
Oh, that's a double.
I don't think it's a Sidewinder. It's something else. No, it's got 2 names. You're incorrect.
No.
Yep.
We'll continue.
Either way, so I had the 2 beers, and by the time I left there, I was definitely getting tipsy. And I was like...
But the double IPA?
Yeah.
That's a Sidewinder.
No, it's not. Mongoose Slayer. Ha, fuck you.
There you go.
Ha, fuck you.
Which one's the
Sidewinders.
Sidewinder?
Sidewinders are triple. Belgian triple. It's under the Medusa on the board. I go there more than you.
You actually, yeah.
I go there a lot more than you.
I don't go a lot of places anymore.
I know you don't. You go to here, and that's about it. Either way, so
Here and work.
by the time I got home, I was already feeling buzzed. I took a nap on the couch for like 45 minutes, set an alarm so that I wouldn't miss my fucking stream.
Mm-hmm.
Very tired during the stream. So by the time I get off of there, I'm like drinking some water, and I'm like, fuck, I'm tired.
That's tough trying to stream and engage with people while you're tired.
I mean,
just not feeling.
I did it okay. There was some good music and stuff like that we watched, so it was fine. But it was just... And then she comes home at 3:30 was the time she finally got home.
Wow.
Yeah. And mind you, we got to get up to go to church by like 7.
So did you make it to church?
I mean, I did. Look, she did too, but I don't think she technically slept. She was awake when I got up to pee at 7, and she was like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm like, there's no way she fucking slept.
She probably stayed on her phone.
She did a lot. She was on the phone for a long time. She thought I couldn't hear it, but I was just laying there trying to fucking force myself to sleep. Eventually I did. So we did. Oh, speaking of which, I did not have to work the sound at church, because also it's been a couple weeks since we went, since we were going to my parents' house every Sunday to help.
They were having to learn to live without you.
Yes. And apparently they had some issues the week before. Not my fault for my absence. They finally figured out a technological problem they were having that I pointed out before. But the gremlin got bigger, I'll say that.
They fed it.
Yes,
Damn it.
They didn't mean to feed it, but they did. But I did have a job to do at church. I had to do the reading of the word. So I sit here and I talk on the internet in front of strangers.
But then when you get in front of a crowd,
I get in front of a crowd of people I know.
say something, fucker.
No.
He never shuts up. Why won't he talk?
Yeah. So, I mean, all I got to do is read from the Bible, nothing more, nothing less. Which, not a big deal. Read the words on the screen, dummy. The funny part was we discussed, so we whenever we do the setup, we say, okay, this person's doing this person's doing this, you're going to do it in this order, all this stuff, so everybody's on the same page. Unfortunately, the one page that nobody technically established was the handoff between me and the guy who went up before me. How are we going to get me up there to do the thing? I was under the understanding that he was going to say, everyone stand, and then I would go up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was doing guided prayer and leading stuff, and then he prayed real quick at the end, and then he said another thing, and then what seemed like a pregnant pause, he was staring at me.
What?
Yeah. And he's like, and I'm like, oh. I was like, now, okay. It's like, this is a problem. We did not rehearse this. It's like, It's like, because I was waiting for.
Why is he winking at me?
Yeah. So after the fact, we did
you
talk.
do it.
We talked after the fact, and he said like, well, for a second I thought to say everyone stand, and I was like, that's what I was waiting for. Was my reason to stand was
Your cue.
your cue. So sorry. I mean, it just seemed like a pregnant pause. I mean, I was ready to go. I had my phone up and everything. I was just waiting for the cue. There was no cue. There was just staring at me, and I was just like, okay, now go. And so I did the thing. I mean, I read it fine, but by the end, I was more comfortable in the reading, so I was starting to add inflection and stuff.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of doing voices. I was like, for the different people talking, I was like, maybe I shouldn't go that far. So either way, I mean, it went fine. It was just like in my head, I'm like, I should do voices for
I
these
can hear
different
you.
people.
Narf.
No. I'll just start doing different voices for the different characters in the story just for fun. It's like, no, but because Andre's been
Shit.
because Andre's been on me to read for like a couple months now.
We could do a segment called Walking with Walking.
I'm not going to do
Where
walking.
you read the word
care.
as walking.
You're the only one who cares about that. I don't. I have no care for the walking. You could do it as Christopher Walken. I would not.
Gosh.
And Jesus said, you just end up sounding like a Southern preacher, anyways. Do it as Shatner, it'd be even weirder.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Oh, well, not even just Shatner. Do it as fucking James T. Kirk. But yeah, no, that was an interesting
I don't know, I
interaction.
can see Pinky doing it. Very entertaining.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be.
I like Pinky in the Brain.
I think at some point it turns into mockery like the Olympics. So maybe not.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, I mean, doing different voices for the different people speaking, and I don't mean comical voices. I just mean differentiating
The
between
words in red shall not be read by Pinky.
Yes.
Narf.
I'll just put on the brain voice for when it's God. No.
Oh.
Don't touch the tree. Oh God! Either
But
way.
Father, where are we going to find patios our size?
Quiet, you fool.
I think we've run out of stupid shit to talk about today.
I'm not sure, but either way. Oh, so that's what I was gonna say. So sleep. You mentioned you needed sleep.
Wow, roundabout.
Mind you, where we were on no sleep at this point, like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours at best. For me, I maybe got 4 hours. Jessica definitely didn't get 4 hours of sleep. So we went out to sushi immediately after. We went out for some no sashimis. I know you were about to ask. I can see it on your face.
No whitefish. No walleye.
I mean, there might have been some whitefish on there. It might have been salmon. I don't know. There's a little bit of fish on top of the
So
roll.
what'd you have if you didn't have sushis or sashimi?
It was sushi. We did not have sashimis.
No sashimis.
Yes, I'm not a fan of sashimi.
Me either.
It's like, but to be fair, I haven't tried that much.
You're not missing
There
much.
is a new sushi place that I just found out.
I'll tell you a secret.
Ah.
It's just raw fish and rice.
Well, that's what sushi is.
No, that's what sashimi is.
But sashimi-
sushi has other fun stuff in it.
It depends if it's
and
just
dip.
straight fish and rice, nothing else, no
Yeah.
fancies.
Yeah, that's traditional sashimis.
So there's an all-you-can-eat sushi place down in the new section south of the loop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, down there, the nice new section, the new fancy section they're building. So there's a new place down there. I think it's like all you can eat for like $30.
Oh, speaking of new, I tried the new hot pot place last week.
Oh, you've been talking about going there.
It was a chaotic affair. I brought my ebook to read while I was enjoying dinner. Nope, I don't think I got 2 pages in because there was too much to do nonstop. You're sitting there dropping your meat in the broth and cooking vegetables and noodles and everything else.
Yeah,
at
it's
the
an
same
interactive
time.
meal. What the fuck were you
Dude,
thinking?
it's fun.
What were you thinking? You can't do that. You can't be reading and dipping meat.
Right?
Maybe watching porn.
My poor ebook became a coaster.
I mean, why not? Oh, I will say, so that was actually the second time we had Asian food because a couple days before that, we went to a different Chinese place up here on 3083.
Yeah.
That we usually order to go from, but we said, fuck it, we want to go eat somewhere, so we went and sat down
What's
there.
that? The W Walk?
Yes.
Okay.
El Wang. The Wang. The home of
Yeah.
Wang. And I get the same stuff I usually get when I go there, and I'm yet to be disappointed by it. I mean, the chicken is sometimes overdone because they over fry things sometimes. But anyway, when we got the sushi, I got 3 rolls. Probably should have got 2. Jessica got General Tso's because she's...
What sushi joint?
Wasabi.
So we go to the one in Willis.
Well, yeah, we don't live in Willis.
But it's so good.
Okay, but Wasabi Bistro is really good.
Touche.
Yeah. No, sushi.
Sushi?
Sushi. And actually, we got the same kid that served us last time. He's like a kind of an Asian twink. Not as an insult. That's pretty much what he is. He's an Asian twink. And there was a fuck up. So we got some egg rolls and we ate them so quickly, and the plates got cleared, so he never saw them on the table, and he asked the chef why he never made them, and actually brought us extra ones.
No way.
Yeah, and so we explained what happened. It's like, no, we already had our.
Sorry, fat kid's hungry.
Yeah, and he's like, and then he went and checked to see what happened because he clearly missed that. And he's like, that was my fault. That's not going to be on your thing. So extra egg rolls for you guys.
Nice.
So it's like, yeah, he realized it was this fuck up. Then he told us how nice the owner is. He's like, it's a small fuck up. They won't even charge us for it. It's his fuck up, but he said they're
Poor
so
kid.
nice they won't fuck us up.
They're so hungry.
Yeah.
Like a hungry hippo.
He's definitely not hungry. Either way. So I ate too much. She ate too much. We actually brought back home, or she brought home leftovers because she was so fucking full. I was so full. And then we napped the fucking afternoon.
That napping was the general consensus of all last week for me.
Yeah.
Because I was fearing being flooded in or flooded out of the farm. I stayed at the apartment.
Fearing.
Now water.
Oh no,
It's
the
wet.
water. The water's coming in.
You need a suit with air, like a scuba suit.
We're stretching past water.
Anywho,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I stayed at the apartment all week long and
See.
did nothing but nap. Audiobooks, enjoyed beer, cooked, and napped nonstop.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty damn good week.
I mean, yeah. I was like, but it was just,
And it was quiet. Very.
dude. Yeah. So we got home from lunch, maybe 1:30, give or take, 2:00 at best or worst. She slept until 7.
Yeah.
I woke up before that, got out of bed, and went to go prep for
Those
dinner and
naps
whatnot.
completely destroy me sometimes because you don't know when you are, what's going on,
Yeah.
why you're awake, why you're still not asleep. You're just confused.
I mean, I woke her up because needed to fucking eat dinner, and I was making chicken fried picanha.
Yeah, I saw. It looked good.
It was tasty, but too tender.
Too tender?
Way too tender. Fall apart. Like,
Oh, yeah.
no, I mean literal. Like, it was literally fell apart trying to get it out of
So
the fucking,
it was fork tender.
It was less than fork tender. It was, you could peel the shit apart.
Nice.
Tasted fucking awesome because I put the fucking French onion dip mix in the fucking flour.
Maybe next time do a chicken fried picanha torta. Make a big sandwich
I'm
out
not
of
going that fucking far. I want the
it'd be
chicken fried
good.
chicken. So here's
the
the
veggie,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I fucked up the remaining picanha. So I did all the last bits of picanha I had. I soaked them all in pineapple juice and garlic for like 6 hours. Probably too long, if I'm honest.
Yes.
So I did the well, we were sleeping. It's like that's what happened. I was sleeping literally. Oh, because we did a quick brief trip to HEB. That's how I got the stuff. Then prepped the thing, went to sleep. Same difference. 6 hours sleep. So the chicken fried steak picanha came out fucking awesome, especially with the veggies, and the gravy was good. Not my best work, but still good. When I tried to make the picanha last night, doing a reverse sear, it fucking turned into more of a tiny roast and fell the fuck apart. Like, I was like, God damn. Like, there was a couple little dense sections in the middle that weren't pull apart, but it was literally falling apart on the grill. I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh, well. It was tasty, but totally fucked up. So I bought 2 New York strips to not fuck up tomorrow. So,
Right.
Because like I gotta make up for the lack of steaks here, so I'm gonna do it. We're doing pizza tonight because I'm going fucking easy. But either way, guys, that's gonna be the end of this episode. I wanted to sneak that little bit in there right at the end. I will probably re-edit this episode so all that stuff happened before the conversation.
Nice. Make it make sense.
Maybe we'll see, or I might not fuck with it at all. I still have to edit this week's episode.
You got a lot of editing to do.
This is why getting ahead. I can't get ahead too far because then I'll forget where I am. I already have the episode pulled up to edit. And I mean, it's a Deadpool review.
Yeah.
I only have to edit.
We're kind of all over the place anyway.
Well, I'm editing out the pre-talk and then putting in a spoiler alert section for normies.
Yeah.
You know, and then basically that's it. There's nothing else to necessarily cut out of that episode. But guys, let us know what your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine were 2 weeks after the fact, because we are now in the future past YouTube time travel.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet,
What are you waiting on?
yeah.
It's fucking good. It's really fucking good. And even Shaun is like pissed off that he hasn't been able to see it yet.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he lives in the middle of nowhere. To go see a movie is an hour drive. So they have to make a commitment, you know, plan ahead. So either way, guys, do the like and subscribe thingy. Of course, go check out the Shoky Reviews channels and the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense live stream channel if you want to help me there. Also, you can join the Shoky Patreon where you can support this channel and my other stuff. We have, like I said, I just lost a person that I didn't quite gain, so it's kind of annoying. Would have liked that extra money. I need at least 2 more $5 subscribers so I can afford to go back to doing a Patreon that I left to save money. So I need to make more money that I can go afford to spend more money. And also, what's the other thing? Oh, yeah. If you want to message us, do so at the NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com.
Yep.
And
hit us up on Facebook. Leave us a message. Leave us a voice message.
or just comments.
Or comment.
Whatever. I make posts. I make a post.
You do make a post.
Yes. Interact with the show, guys. Comments, all those things. Tell us that we're idiots.
Eventually, I'm going to get access to things and be able to comment too. But at the moment, I'm still just a...
I mean, you can always comment as yourself.
I can.
You don't have to comment on an official capacity.
One day.
You don't have to. There's no point.
Yeah.
Because you don't have like a side account.
No, I don't.
You're just the Jeff.
I'm the Jeff.
You are the Jeff. You're the Jeff-shaped object.
Anyway.
Yes. So, guys, with that... Oh, real quick.
Damn it.
Sorry. No, we're going to stop. We're going to stop. It was requested for us to do more taste test videos, and we will do so in the future.
Yep. Well, I'll be looking this week. We'll find something good.
Next week, I already have one thing purchased.
Yep.
We'll probably do a little bit more because we will have Will here, so maybe we'll do some more. But we will be doing more taste test videos. We haven't abandoned that. It just has not been the time to manage it.
Right.
But we do need to mix in food, not just drink, I think.
Okay.
So maybe either some like chips or other types of snackies.
Rando weirdness.
Yes, because one of my favorite flavors of Doritos came back out, and it's hard as fuck to find.
Really? What's that?
The Blazing Buffalo Ranch.
Okay.
It's so fucking good.
So there's a new Pringle that came out, the barbecue brisket.
I've not tried that.
It is fantastic.
Well, see, you've already tried it, so we need to find something neither of us has tried.
Good luck. We're fat guys.
Okay, well,
Dude, we try everything.
if you see good snacky you haven't had, message, and we'll say grab snacky.
Come on.
Either way. Or we're going to do every Oreo variant we can find and rank them. And get fat.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, guys. So with that, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
See if the button works. I'm going to try the button. I've never tried the button.